Hello boys, I believe we're live. I believe so. Let me know in the chat if we're live. How's it going everybody? Not very often I do something like I don't think I've ever done something like this on YouTube. I do Twitch streams every now and then, but I thought, like, with so many Twitch streams, like, you know, you got your avoiding the puddles, you got your, I don't know what. Oh, it'd be fun to do a YouTube stream, change your pace. Yeah, 10 minutes until the announcement. I'm wondering what we're gonna get. Let me know if the volume's okay. Let me know if everything's good. I'll move my microphone a bit closer. How's it going, everybody? How many people have we got in the chat? Quite a few, I think, to start off, but still got 10 minutes. 10 minutes until the start time. It's almost 1 in the morning here. Yeah. Oof. I haven't been feeling excited until now. It's just starting to come, but it's you don't know exactly what is coming, right? It's not like we know for sure there's going to be a Tekken announcement. We could be leaving today really disappointed. I don't think so, but obviously not. But you never know, right? Yeah. How's it going, everybody in the chat? So you can see we're just waiting for the English stream to start. This is going to be translated by Michael Murray and Junior. Giuna. Can if I 15? Yeah, that's cool. I'm all about Tekken, a little bit of Soulcalibur. I know there's Guilty Gear as well, supposed to be today. Before the stream started, I thought we could just do a little quick mini tier list of characters that, you know, if it is going to be a season 4, then they need to, you know, adjust a lot of characters. So I thought I'd just run through and make a very short mini tier list in the very short amount of time we got. So what are you guys thinking immediately? I mean, that's obvious, right? Fucking Rum is ridiculous in Tekken 7. He is, he's broken in all the subtle ways. His range is broken, his utility is broken. He doesn't have a ton of outright broken moves, but he's really... Oh, no, but better. Leroy as well, I think I'm going to put him in the needs and nerves. It's difficult because they've given him everything, right? And you can only nerf it so much, but I think they need to nerf some of his tools so they become like niche things. I don't know, make him a bit more like Wayne in that he has these cool tools, but they only need to be used at certain points. You can't just mash his parry, you know. What else? Let's go from the top. Heihachi, I think, needs to be buffed. He's really weak in Tekken 7. I mean, if you saw my Pro Tekken history video, you'd know. He's in an okay spot, but like he needs better juggle utility. He needs better wall carry, really, I think, above everything else. Kazuya could be nerfed. We've kind of overtuned him a little bit in Season 3. I'd like that, Toki. That, or just like get rid of some of the advantage on it, maybe? On hit? I'd be okay with that, I guess. I don't know what they can do. Jin, I'm going to put him, I'm going to put him in needs nerfs. He's actually very strong. He's got a ton of utility. His wall carry is outrageous. He's a very, very solid, powerful character. He's just... all his tools are just so strong, but I think he needs to be nerfed. Akuma I'm going to put and could be nerfed. I think he's okay where he is right now. He's still very strong, so I wouldn't be upset with him being nerfed a little bit more. I think he's okay. Lars, buff Lars. Elisa, my main. I'm going to put Elisa imbalanced. I think she's perfectly fine where she is right now. I don't think she needs any more. How are we doing on time? 6 minutes. Huang, I'm going to put in could be nerfed. He needs to get rid of the follow-up after his choke grab. He's got a guaranteed follow-up after his choke grab, and it's so dumb. They need to get rid of that. Devil Jin, I'm going to put him balanced. Dragonov, I'm going to put him balanced. Paul's damage is just so high. I think he needs a damage nerf. Law could be nerfed. I think Law's okay. But he is a very strong character, so I wouldn't be upset if he got nerfed. Bob, I think is balanced. Brian is balanced. Steve, I think maybe needs some very small nerfs. I think he needs some very small nerfs. He's in an okay spot, but he's definitely a top 5 character. Nina could be buffed. I think she's okay. It's really hard to tell where she is right now. I think she could do with some buffs. Same for Lily. Asuka, I think, is balanced. Ling, I think, could be buffed. I wouldn't be upset with seeing some Ling buffs. Fang needs buffs. Leo, I think, could be buffed. Yeah, I think Leo could be buffed. I think Yoshi is actually balanced. You don't see a lot of him. He's a very niche character, but I think he's actually strong when people know how to play into his strengths. Same with King. I think King's in a good spot right now. I think Jack is balanced. I think Jack buffs could be quite toxic actually. Katarina, I think, could be buffed. I'm gonna say she needs buffs. They've kind of nerfed her a bit too much. Kazumi could be nerfed. I think she's in an okay spot, but I think alright, I'm just gonna check. Oh ooh, okay, let's finish this quickly. Holy shit. Oh my god, okay. Gigas needs buffs. Claudio, balanced. Shaheen could be nerfed. Josie, balanced. Master Raven could be buffed. Lucky Chloe needs buffs. Eddie needs buffs. Eliza is balanced. Miguel could be buffed. Lee is balanced. Kuma and Panda need buffs. Geese could be nerfed. Noctis is balanced. Lake needs buffs. Anna is balanced. Marlik's balanced. Armor King needs buffs. Julia needs nerfs. Negan's balanced. Gamu is balanced, and Zafina could be nerfed. Alright, I think that's it. That's it. Oh my god. We're really close. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. Oof. We're close. We're very, very close, boys. I'll turn my music off when we get to like 30 seconds. What are we thinking, guys? Season 4? I think it's got to be a Season 4, right? It's got to be a Season 4. I don't know what else it could be, right? It's not going to be a new Tekken. Tekken 7 is still so strong. I also think we're going to get an online Tekken World Tour announced. Harada did hint at that. We didn't hint, the outright said it. When the Tekken World Tour was cancelled, they said they're looking at potential online options for the World Tour instead. So I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to announce that as well. Yeah. What do you guys think? Oh, I might not be looking at chat too much during the presentation because I'm going to put the stream on full screen just so you guys know. Dude, I'm a little nervous too. I'm excited. I'm very scared. I'm scared of waking up my family if something hype happens. Oh my god. If something hype happens, I'm gonna wake up my family and I may need to cut the stream. Oh my god. It's been a long time since we've had a Tekken announcement. When was the last time? The World Tour Finals, right? In Thailand. So it's been 8 months. It's been 8 months? 7 months. It's been 7 months. No, it was early December. It's been 8 months. Holy crap. It's been over half a year since we've had Tekken information. That's insane. Wow. Well, since the new Tekken content has been announced. Pokemon got released in like what? February? Yeah, something like that. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music off. Let's turn this up. Let me know where's an okay level. I'm thinking about. Yeah. Let me know how about this. Alright, let's put it on full screen. Oh my goodness. It's going to take a while before anything hype starts, right? We're not going to just throw a trailer at our faces, but it's going to be like a Q&A kind of thing, right? We're going to ask the guys some questions and we're going to go, oh, here's some content. So we're in it for the long haul, guys. I got 5 hours of sleep. I'm running out 5 hours of sleep. But I'm actually feeling good. I'm excited. 10 seconds. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, you probably can't see the time I'm facing. Wait, it's starting now. Here we go.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, I'm in the way of...
Welcome
turn
to
this down.
Japan.
I'm gonna move my webcam because I'm in the way of Tuna
How you doing, Michael?
and...
Good. You know, all things considered yourself.
Oh god, where do I put it? I'm gonna put it in the
It's getting there.
bottom
Yeah,
right.
it's been a
And
pretty wild
wait.
year.
Oh,
I guess,
God.
From this
Sorry.
start.
Sorry.
There haven't been a lot of
Okay.
offline events. There haven't been a lot of opportunities for things
Okay,
to get
okay,
together.
okay, here we go.
Chat with the
Hopefully that's
players.
okay, guys.
I believe you guys, it was your team that came up with the idea to host this?
Right. So, you know, basically, all of our plans got destroyed because of this whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
Everyone was planning for a certain event, you know, and I was like, wait a second, I'm sure everyone else is doing the same thing, right? And then when we were trying
Holy
to
crap.
pivot to do something else, I just said, hey, Harada, why don't you reach out to these
Oh my
guys to see
god,
as,
that's
next
pretty
month?"
big.
Yeah.
And we kind of brought them all together. So yeah, it was a lot of work to get everyone in the same stream. But hopefully we'll have something, you know, bright news and whatever for everyone to look forward to.
Oh my god.
So everyone, thank you for joining us. As you see, we have the producers, developers from a lot of different games here. The idea for this stream is we're going to spend the first hour or so. We're going to just be discussing some questions that we took.
Oh yeah, we're in it for the long haul, guys. We're in it
pick
for the long
questions,
haul.
I'm sorry. So
Yep.
whatever they discuss, whatever they choose to discuss, we're just going to listen up. We'll translate what we can. You know, it's going to be rough with, what, 13 people? 11 people, sorry, talking together. But then the second half of the stream, I know a lot of you guys on Twitter are looking forward to this, but there will be some announcements, some surprises. So make sure you
Alright.
stick around for the whole thing.
Alright, we're in it for the long haul,
Yeah,
boys.
I mean, all these publishers from Japan in the same room. We got SNK, Capcom,
Yep.
ARC. We got ourselves as well. Even, you know, Koei Tecmo.
Damn, I should have gotten a
Yeah.
drink. I should have gotten a drink.
Street Fighter 2 right here.
So obviously it's not normal. Juna and Michael, we're gonna have to be on our best behavior
Yeah,
today.
so I
So
don't want to get canceled here.
right.
Every now and then, I'm going to just minimize the player, or just so I can check
Guy
on the
in
chat.
Japan who does the esports stuff, similar to maybe what Ayano-san would be doing for Capcom.
But I'll try and keep it to a minimum because I know you guys want to hear too.
Helping to proceed the event today.
But yeah, right now, guys, we're just doing a self-introduction. That was Pachi. I guess he changed his name to Sekine. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's his real name,
Yeah, he
but
doesn't want to use his gamer
most
name.
people probably know him as Pachi, right? Now we're seeing Nishitani.
That's a lot of developers. Holy crap.
Legend. People, you know, currently he's created Fighting EX Layer, but this guy is known for, he made Street Fighter 2, the original Final Fight back here. So this guy is like considered a godfather in the Japanese FGC.
And then we got Oda-san up here in the left with the director Kuroki from SNK.
Yeah. So these guys are out in Osaka, right there in the west, the west part of Japan. You see that?
Oh,
little
this is so
blue bar
cool.
In the middle, so they
Social
are.
distancing properly.
We should do that too out here.
I have
Make
an
sure we stay
invisible bar you
safe.
can't
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
right?
Some people say I'm the son of Michael
Kuroki-san, the
Murray.
director.
Oh my god.
Good morning, because out here, guys, it's 9
a.m., right?
a.m. I was up at, what, 6:30? I think a lot of these guys were here. They wanted to make sure that they did this for the kind of overseas audience.
A lot of nice clapping, a lot of very polite. It's very polite. I don't think I'm going to see any beef like with Harada and Ono here.
Fancy backgrounds.
Or anything like
You
that.
got like Esports and Harada from their house. This is actually Harada's personal mic that he
Oh, wow.
had set up for
That's pretty
work
cool.
from home.
It looks pretty.
Damn, he's got a bit of like mic than me.
Here's Matsumoto-san.
I mean, it makes sense. Oh my god.
I think overseas they're not known as well as some of the other people, but these guys have been kind of creating Street Fighter V the whole
Yeah,
time, right?
the development
Yeah.
team, right? So this is one of those rare instances we get to see them and hear their thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, so he's saying, right, Nakayama-san has been since Ultra Street Fighter 4, so he's been part of the director
That's
of the
cool.
Street Fighter series, so
Cool.
it's my first time seeing him out
Yeah,
in the face here.
I believe I've met him during the.
How's the chat doing? I'm just going to quickly check how you guys are doing.
Koei Tecmo.
There's a lot of people. How's it going, boys?
Producer right here.
You want Kiryu in season 4? Yeah. Now it's Tekken. Oh my god.
I'm used to seeing, you know,
Oh, who knows, boys? Who knows?
they meet
I'm
up
hoping
and
for
talk a lot. It's the first time I've really seen Koei Tecmo get involved
Tifa,
in this kind of group.
P-Jack.
I think this is
Could
like
be
a cool
fun.
opportunity now.
Tekken Ball. I'd love Tekken Ball.
Years now. That's quite
16
respectable.
years.
I just don't want them to mess it up any more than they have with fucking me.
This game's been around a while. I played it first on what, Dreamcast?
Next year will be my 20th on the Tekken series. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
A party or something like that.
Oh my god, my hair.
Again, here's Motier. So again, guys, still just self-introductions. After this,
Oh
we'll start
god.
the discussion.
I may give it up at some point and just
What will they
let it
discuss?
flop
I
down.
don't know. I read some of the questions out there. A lot of, you know, there's been what, like 100 plus different topics that they're asking, but they can only do, I think,
Five,
but I don't even know if we'll be able to do 5. Right?
Right,
They have
time-wise.
5 ready. They don't know if they're going to be able to get it all, but the good news is that they did say they are considering doing more of these, right?
Yeah, if
That'd be
everyone
awesome.
tunes in, everyone likes it.
Yep.
And now we just had Okubo, as you know.
There's got a lot of
released
people
for
watching already,
Soulcalibur
already
VI.
16k.
You said
We're in it for a long
like
haul.
tie-dye shirt? That might be the Soulcalibur shirt. You
It
know,
looks like
has,
it, the
has
Soul
that
Edge and
color.
the, Soulcalibur colors. Obviously Harada.
Yeah.
He
So,
said he's blurred out the background, but it's from his house.
yeah, he did it at home, right? Some people, like you see SNKs at the studio.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So just kind of mention, you know, what I was just talking about with you about how this whole thing came
Japan's
about.
doing a lot better with COVID than the West, generally speaking. But the whole of Asia is. I have some friends who are competing in a Thailand national tournament this weekend.
Right? Who do we invite to this kind of gathering, right? Because there's so many people involved, so they're kind of cracking jokes here.
And people maybe
Not a
don't get
lot to
gravity
discuss
association,
right now. I'm
like
trying not
Western
to
jazz,
talk
maybe
over
just decide
Murray and
themselves,
Junior
hey,
too
let's do
much,
a
but
stream,
They're
that's not
just,
how it's done.
I guess we're just still going through the
All these
introductions.
companies
I'd
on
love to
board
know
and
Japanese and
have
actually be able to
something
tell what these guys are saying.
This is,
Imagine it's got to be
something special.
extremely interesting. Also, polite
And
clapping.
then Yasuda, he's going to be one of the MCs of the event,
Yeah.
right? Down here
Along
on
with
the bottom
Fuhi-san,
left.
I believe, as well, right?
Yeah, Fui's the one that you hear talking right now.
Yoroshimasu. Cool.
I feel like I need to
Self-introductions
join in.
are over, and they're going to show up the time schedule right now, so let's see.
Oh,
So from 9:15,
We got the roundtable discussion, right?
it's 9:15. My
And
camera's
just
probably in the way,
explain what
but
Juna said about,
yeah.
We gathered these on Twitter beforehand.
and then from 10 is the announcements. So we had rehearsal last night. I got spoiled on some of them, but
Oh,
all I'll say
boy.
is definitely stick around and definitely get on Twitter. And when this is over, people are gonna.
Oh my
It's been
god.
locked down, you know,
Junior,
we
god damn it,
haven't
man.
seen a lot of it, right?
I got spoiled yesterday. I was like,
Just that one,
Yeah.
but
so I
Mm.
think a little bit.
Interesting.
We'll start 15, but a little bit early. They're going to start the talk show.
okay.
So they're taking the.
You can
questions-
still hear the excitement in his voice. That means it's something good. That means it's something good, man.
So now it seems like we're proceeding.
Thank you, everybody, for the self-introductions. They said they took some of the questions from English as well.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Yep,
it's
yeah.
not just Japanese questions. Some of you guys.
I should have done the
the
question. Damn, I didn't know what to put.
Yeah, Yasuda, I don't know. You guys can't tell probably, but he's got this like really thick Kansai
Yeah.
dialect.
The other thing that they also mentioned.
Oh my god, I don't know if I'm going to be able to last this
Mike
hour.
also kind of brought it up is that there's all these different companies, right? So if one company is okay with something, but another company is not, they can't really discuss this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to find a topic that everybody involved can discuss and share their opinions on.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's what he's mentioning. We're trying to decide which questions to pick here.
Yeah, I mean, it really is so much going into coordinating all of this. So
It's amazing that they've been able to do it, honestly. Coordinating rival companies together is very,
You know, the West a little bit
very
more
difficult,
wild,
especially in Japan. Japanese companies are very stringent.
But it's still quite strict out here.
but you know,
Like,
I
I'm
did
gonna let my
feel
hair
like
flop now.
They picked some really
You see
fair
why people
questions
call me
this time, so
Murray's
we'll
son
see.
now.
Obviously, it's only 5, so not every question that people want. I know there's some big ones that people really want that might not get touched on this one, but hopefully, again, if you guys can keep the, the reception, say, I like this kind of content, please bring us more, they can do it again and maybe hit them up. But anyway, here we go. They said each question they're going to do about like 8 minutes or so they're going to discuss.
Yep. We don't have a raising hand button either, so
Yeah.
we'll see how this works, right?
Oh god, who knows?
So now he's
Okay.
saying, yeah, there we go, the English, right?
So
Selection of
the-
roster
Yeah.
characters.
Selection of roster
So
characters.
they're going to start with Capcom, but you have experience with this as well, right?
Oh yeah,
You've been
definitely.
involved with picking some characters.
Yeah, and we've kind of Harada and I've been pretty vocal about that. Comes up on Comic-Con panels, etc. Okay. So now just talk about
Yeah.
How's the
listening
chat
to,
doing?
user
right?
feedback, but also think about their user base
Mm-hmm.
and try to kind of
Hope
discern what kind of
everybody's
taste they
chilling.
want.
Ash Crimson would be cool for KF15.
And now
Harada's gonna. I feel like Harada's gonna turn
he's
into the
putting him on the
MC.
spot,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
He's
my
like,
goodness.
I
Okay.
feel like Harada. Yeah, oh, he's telling him. Good, good. He heard your request. So raise your hand when you talk, right here, so we
Sweet.
can see.
So we got
Mhm.
Matsumoto-san here.
Yeah. Yeah. So the one thing about Street Fighter that he's mentioning that compared to some other games is that Street Fighter's been around for I don't know 30 plus years.
Yes, yes.
So they have a lot of
35 maybe,
yeah,
I think,
they have a
right?
lot of
Yeah.
very classic, very iconic characters there.
A large pool that they have to choose
It's crazy. 1985.
Mhm.
Almost 35 years.
About how Street Fighter doesn't just take classic characters, but also characters from other series in the Capcom, like Final Fight and things like that.
Even now, he's touched on something we also take into consideration, and that's the martial art,
Mhm.
and also the nationality of the character.
I know Harada talked about that a lot, right? You want to make sure the character is liked in that country, but also does justice, right?
Right.
I know with
And then again-
Shaheen, he talked a lot about it.
And like us as well, he was talking about trying to not have as many characters in the same vein
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have a lot of variety there.
Hmm.
Rashid is better than Shaheen. I'm just throwing it out there. He's just got so much more
And then
character.
other characters that might be a good format to try new
Yeah, try
mechanics
new
or new
gameplay and
ideas, right?
stuff. So like, let's try and have the development team, come up with new ideas, new mechanics, and keep pushing the genre forward here.
本当に世界各地のファイターがストリートファイターってやっぱり現実の世界にやっぱちょっと近い。
And then he's
Yeah.
talking about his Street Fighter's close to the real world. I think he's talking about locations, right?
Yeah, he's saying too that Street Fighter, every game is different. So you have, like Arxis games, which are very anime, very like kind of fantasy inspired. But Street Fighter is very close to kind of reality. Even though they're doing fireballs and everything, kind of takes place in the real world. So
Yeah,
they
it's
want to have
World Warriors, and
Yeah.
you had that map where the airplane
Yeah.
kind of goes to a different location in between fights, right?
So when they're deciding characters, they got to try and keep a character that's a little bit more realistic, rather than like we're not going to put it, even though they have Blanca, but like we're not going to throw like a dinosaur man out there. Who's talking now?
Or box out Mega Man.
So now who do we have talking?
Just put your hand. It must be Fuhi. Fuhi's talking. I
Okay,
guess,
yeah, we don't see anyone,
I was like,
so-
raise your hand, dude.
シリーズごとにシステムがやっぱ変わるので
You talk about the game system changes quite drastically from different installments.
システムに相性がいい
Of course, Capcom's hogging all the time.
Also,
Oh my goodness.
The plan system for whatever installment they're working on.
Yeah.
Which characters might blend well with
Yeah,
that.
right. So like Street Fighter V has its own game design. So maybe you might want your favorite character from an older Street Fighter. They're saying that character might not fit with the Street Fighter V game design, and they don't want to change him so much. So
That's
Yeah.
like they're saying. It's like one of the things they
Yeah,
consider
yeah.
in,
Again,
in
it's
regards
just
to many, right?
more and more and more.
とかにならないように
What I want to know is how much does Twitter get involved? Because whenever I see these,
Oh,
rounds,
boy.
they're asking like, "Give me this, give me that, give me
Oh,
this." Give me that.
God,
Do
but
you
it's-
listen?
Kunimitsu I've been
Do you
seeing
listen to the Twitter monster?
on Twitter
Brad and I
recently.
are probably
Christine
on one end of the
Kunimitsu. I've been
spectrum
seeing.
where, we're quite in tune with what they're saying.
Don't want Kunimitsu.
Okubo-san maybe.
I don't even want
somewhat
June.
like
She
that.
wouldn't
I'm
make
not sure
sense
about
at this
the
point. She needs to
other
wait until
characters.
Tekken 8 for June to be invited.
I want to hear social media.
Ogre could be cool.
And obviously,
I'd be okay with Ogre. P
there's
Jack.
differences in how much English that each of these producers
Um,
implement directly as well, right?
Roger.
Being,
I'd be cool with Roger.
an MMORPG guy
And
himself,
Kiryu.
playing with
It's gotta be
players
Kiryu,
for
right?
A long time, understands quite a bit of English actually. And now he's talking. Rada just mentioned about he believes Street Fighter, the opinions differ depending on which installment
Yeah,
that player
because
base
the
got
game's-
into the
The
series,
game is
right?
so old, right? So people that were with the original, people that started with 5, right? They might have different ideas of what they think is cool or
Well, obviously, yeah.
to be in the game.
So he's just saying like,
Hmm.
if you do a poll to ask
Mm-hmm.
opinions about characters, it's kind of hard to see because you don't know which player generation that is, right?
Yeah, and the
Mm.
other thing too is it's going to be younger players, right?
Yeah.
Usually the younger players, the guys more socially connected
Yeah.
on social media and the internet. Those guys are going to mash on the poll, right? The old men don't know what they're doing.
Another thing he's mentioning is
I
kind
don't
of
know about that.
we see this a lot where you'll get a particular character that's like stands out on the polls online, right?
Yeah.
But then if you actually release it, it's
No
not
one-
as well compared to the other characters.
Well, the way they do is make their character broken. Look at Zafina. Everybody plays Zafina now just because she's so strong. It's got nothing to do
And
with
Matsumoto-san's also
nothing to do with that. It's just about
kind of
balance.
thing too, that you take it as one ingredient, right, to your decision.
Yeah.
And if it matches up to what you perceive the play race wants, then it's just one like thing to kind of test that theory, but it's not like the deciding factor in itself. And Rad also explaining, as we often say for our title, we take user opinions, but we also take the background data, usage, etc.
This is a hard question, right? Because there's no answer, right? There's a trillion different things that come in there.
How's the chat doing?
From the other producers as well.
Yeah, hopefully they can jump in. You know, it's kind of hard to grab the mic from Harada.
Oh God.
Now he's talking about, this is another topic we often touch on, that player usage and popularity is not necessarily the same thing, right?
So they're also talking, he mentioned like how strong they are too, right? So he's like, some characters,
Makes sense. There's a lot of characters I like who I don't play.
They'll get used more often. Doesn't mean they're popular, right? It's just more people are going to play that character because, you know, they have a very high win percentage there. So gathering like concrete data is very, very difficult is what they're saying.
He's talking about Shake, the salmon, when we had our poll for what kind of player, maybe 2 years ago. This is like something I heard when I first joined the team, but way long ago. They had a salmon character.
Salmon, the fish?
He was bouncing.
Oh my God, I remember that. That's a very common Tekken 3 myth.
Put it in just to see, right? And also, there was a data point in the game that when someone they reverse engineered and they found the data for it, right?
It's true.
So he's like, maybe it's not a good idea for Tekken to have Shake in there.
Maybe I shouldn't put him
Maybe
in a 2D fighting game.
What about the cow? Can we have that? That's another one.
There's a praying mantis as well.
I mean, you guys put it in.
That's true. There's a praying man. What the fuck?
I think it's not too weird. So he's like, how's it gonna fight? Like, how are we gonna make a fish
Tail
fight?
slap, right?
How are we gonna make a fish fight? Rod is saying in like a 2D fighting game.
People are complaining about Zafina not being able to hear her, right? A fish lying on the
Oh my God. And now Tekken 7, who is a fucking fish, dude.
Nah, no salmon, please. I'm trying to have a peaceful Twitter account at the moment.
Okay, Murray. Okay.
So now he's gonna ask. So Capcom.
It's kind of hard to answer after that, right?
Capcom gave you like every possible answer. Now he's asking the other people, what do you guys think? They're gonna say the same. Yeah. They're all like, yeah, it's about the same.
So.
Oh, there you go.
Story.
They mentioned. So Koei Tecmo was a little bit. They said, you know, we take everything that Capcom said, but there's also what we want to make, right? They said characters that we want to make, as well as characters that fit in the story. Like we design them. And then after they come up with the idea of the base, you know, you discuss with the marketing team is like, what kind of character should we make actually? Like, what would be good for the game?
Setting, right?
Yeah, where should they come from? What country? So that's kind of like a little bit reverse of what I thought, right? They make the character first, then like kind of the design and the story after. I thought it'd be kind of the opposite, but marketing is important.
This is really cool. I wish I could hear everything they were saying.
Now they're talking about Hole? Who is this talking at the moment?
Shimbori is
still, right?
Yeah. Who? They're talking about a character.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one.
He was talking about a character before that he was forced to cosplay as. I'm not sure.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we gotta be careful here.
So he's like, if you're talking about Dead or Alive, right? Dead or Alive.
It's all about the girls, right?
He's like, what kind of characters do you want? He's like, well, Dead or Alive series, it's all about the girls.
Oh my God, Dead or Alive.
He knows his audience. I guess.
Anybody in the chat into Dead or Alive? Let me have a little check. How's everybody doing? How's it going, Peter? So when I'm in full screen, I can't check the chat, just so you guys who've just jumped in know. So I'm going to have to, you know, jump in between. Try and keep it to a minimum. Got a balance between keeping it full screen and seeing how you guys are doing.
They both had 5, so they had a little bit of competition.
Cool together,
Yeah,
and
because
also, they they had Shiranui Mai and
From SNK,
Hula from
yeah.
SNK as well.
And then Dead or Alive 5, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Akira, right? I think they had
Yeah.
Akira from Virtua Fighter. So that's how they decided on the guest character. Was like,
Right.
let's work together and also have like a little bit of competitive rivalry here.
So yeah, they got to be strong and cute. That's their one of their criteria, right?
He's like, if you make it like any your character's gonna take in as guest characters by the DOA series here.
And then Harada's mentioned SNK's got very long-running franchises as well. You must have lots of requests, especially from the China area,
Yeah.
East Asia.
It's like Tekken too, like these legacy series. I mean,
Yeah.
basically every game here is like 20
Pretty
plus
much.
years, so they all have really long history.
That's
a lot of different
crazy.
characters and
Even
franchises.
GUI, yeah. Even games like that.
And trying to get the gist of
20
it,
years,
seems like, what are they
2000,
saying that
oh
they have
my
so many,
God.
They have so many
different
characters.
franchises
20 years
that
was
they're getting
PS2,
a lot of
that's crazy.
requests into at least one of them,
And
right?
they say what the fans want, right? It's like we have so many like IPs ready to go. It's like we listen to the fans and then throw them in here.
I was talking about Shiki at the
Yeah.
moment. One of my favorites. Sam Show.
You know what it'd be cool to have Nintendo in with this for Smash? It'd never happen. Nintendo do their own thing.
So I think it's saying, and this is another important topic, that when you look at the lineup, it's a bunch of older
Old men, right?
characters,
yeah.
right?
Samsho didn't have any cute girls on
Right.
release.
And you got to think of
Yeah.
balance in that regard as well. They're talking about Wanfu.
Yeah,
in
Wanfu is the
particular,
big,
right?
the Chinese monk guy.
Oh
The
boy.
big sword, right? I
No,
believe.
he's got the big pillar. He's
Ah,
got the
pillar, that's
yeah.
right, in
He's
the
like the
beads.
grappler there, yeah. So he's like, man, our lineup is all just dudes. It's old dudes, man. We got to get some cute girls in there. So that kind of what Capcom is about balance.
Do they
in
have
your
to be
roster.
cute?
So
I
what
guess.
we needed here.
That's always tough for us,
Oh,
too,
boy.
especially, because the player base is quite divided on
Yeah.
whether they want really cute girls or they want more realistic
Yeah.
buff fighters. It's hard to please everyone in that aspect.
That's true. It is true. It's difficult to please everybody.
So,
Is this Daisuke at the
yeah,
moment?
Lord Daisuke Bless. But he's saying the first thing they decide is how
The
many
number of
characters,
characters, right?
like how many characters can be in the game, and then after you have that kind of limitation, then you can decide who,
Right.
like what type and everything.
You can't have too many characters when you get end up like Tag 2.
So again,
Tag
it's
2 have
talking
way
about
too many
balancing,
characters.
Between,
yeah.
But I
that's
mean,
it.
it makes sense.
Yeah, you got to make sure it's not just all old dudes, and you got to get some different archetypes and stuff in there.
This is a good topic too. He's saying you really have to think about the looks of the character and their popularity in that,
Yeah.
and then the popularity of the play styles.
Yeah.
Because they're not necessarily
Yeah.
one and the same.
He also mentioned,
that's
the
very,
ease of
very
play
true.
Too, right?
Leroy.
You can't have like 10 super duper technical, difficult to play characters, right? You have to have some that are technical, some are a little bit easier to play, like the ease of use of the cast here.
It's a very good topic, and we're gonna spend the whole time on this, maybe. Right?
No, they have on the schedule. They
How are we doing on time?
They said they're just gonna talk and
Okay.
cut it down.
Oh, we're in for the long haul, boys.
So yeah, all of those factors that they're taking in, and then the new
I think there's
ideas they have for
anything
the character and how that goes into
outrageously
existing
interesting that we're learning here.
They just take the opinions, and they have to be aware when they decide all the new stuff in here.
I think now
I think Yasuo
they're
will
like,
cut
yes,
it.
Okubo
come
hasn't
on,
said
you
like a
gotta-
word yet. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes is
Yeah.
being really soft here, saying we should probably move on to the next topic, right?
Yeah, that's Yasuo's job is to stop. Next question.
It's tough though. I mean, I'm glad I'm not him. I mean, if it's Harada or
Yeah.
Oko, we can just be like, hey, come on, let's go. But it can't just be
Crossplay features. Oh, this is a good question.
Crossplay. Oh, this
From
is one of those
Harada.
difficult ones.
I'm interested now.
Well, what does he got here?
What the?
This is boss. You don't know who this is?
Oh my god.
Hayashi-san from Team Ninja, the leader.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Hayashi-san.
Looking at everybody's reactions. Oh my god. It's a very wide range of reactions. What the hell?
He's saying about to keep the live operations of a certain game going. I'm not sure which one. I didn't catch it. And then he said, well, there's budgeting and all that. And Harada said, oh, I'll take care of the budgeting. I don't know what he meant by that. But
Shimbori said, Shimbori's like, if this smoke's holding him aside and said, stop.
Stop, cut, no.
Shimbori is like, if you got the budget, we'll do it.
Oh, this is the Japanese thing, right?
So that guy was Koi Tecmo's boss?
Hayashi-san, he's the team leader for Team Ninja.
Oh, okay.
And he was probably, I think, the producer on like previous DOA titles, but you know, like often happens, he got higher up positions. Now he's in charge of the whole team, I believe.
Wow. Harada, man. Oh my god. He just stops caring about.
Technical difficulties across play.
Oh my god. What a bad man.
Not that hard, maybe, because it's peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
I mean, quarantine long hair is messing me up.
He was saying like each fighting game is different ways they connect online too. So he's saying everyone besides Capcom.
3 frames of rollback.
So he's saying it's not really a technical barrier. I'm kind of curious to see what he's gonna say from here. He's talking about PS3 and Xbox One error. He made a PowerPoint presentation saying he wants to do crossplay and approach the first parties.
Yeah. Right.
Because, you know, mobile titles
all
and other
doing
these were
it,
pretty
yeah.
popular at the time. And to compete with them, he wants to open up the platform. But he said the first parties were, they would say to him, well, we want to do it.
That's very.
Like Phil Spencer from Xbox, he was mentioned by name, was like, yeah, sure, man, let's do it.
Wow.
It's like kind of a sad ending here.
I mean, it benefits Xbox, I think.
You know, we're open about it, we want to do it. And he said the Sony person, point of contact changed.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, we would like
Let's do it.
discuss it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Discuss it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're all sounding very kind of receptive of the
Yeah,
idea,
exactly.
but it sounds like it's gonna.
But there's a lot of things that you have to overcome. Especially like a free-to-play game where you have a huge audience there.
Yep.
A lot of times we see them open up the gates to that cross-play. But for package, like a download version of a game.
So what I'm hearing is that, you know, crossplay has like the barriers and everything, but if you like the free-to-play games are naturally going to have a much higher user base than games like this that you have to pay and you have to buy here. So I think it costs money, right? It might be expensive for the first-party people to have that crossplay server right here or allow it from the other games. So yeah, it's not like you mentioned earlier. It's not a technical issue so much. It's more like the first-party.
I think this one's more important. What he's talking about now is, you know, each platform has their own ID, the PSN ID, the XLive ID.
There's another one too.
And to connect them, there's a lot of things you have to do. I can't believe he's going into this much detail, but he's talking about you have a central server where you've got to take, like, if I'm on PSN and you're on XLive, we have to go to some server outside, and they give us an ID that isn't matched. Tied to either of those platforms.
It's very complicated database stuff.
XLive ID to that ID, and my PSN to that ID.
But who's going to host that server? Namco?
Server infrastructure and
It's not easy.
Protocols and stuff like that.
Not easy at all.
He definitely keeps kind of saying like we can do it. Like I think the underlying message like we can do it. It's the first party, you know. It's the consoles, the platform companies here. They have difficulties that kind of prevent this.
Never thought of it that way. That's really interesting. Honestly, that alone is worth this whole talk.
At least from the player's perspective, that everyone's going to think, well, obviously you can do it, right?
Yeah, like other games do it. Why can't we do it?
So he realized the expectation is going to be quite high.
Yeah, right. So this is not just, even though it's Harada talking about Tekken, this is not just a Tekken issue, right? A lot of games are like this. A lot of fighting games, a lot of the other companies have the same problems.
So he's saying he's gonna try to approach the first parties a bit more on this topic.
Yeah, so earlier on when he gave that long speech where he basically was saying he already tried like the presentation, he went to everybody, everyone sounded like, yeah, let's do it, but nothing actually happened, and then
There's
it's
a lot
difficult.
of details to actually figure out when you.
So he
do
says
wanna do it.
he's going to keep going. Crossplay is still an important idea here for Harada, so he's going to keep going. Matsumoto-san from Capcom now.
Talking about his thoughts on it.
He says he also thinks it's
pretty,
very important.
Pretty important, yeah.
How's the chat doing? That was really interesting.
And
I can't skip all the talking. This is live. This is a live
standpoint.
stream right now that I'm watching. We cannot skip forward. It's live.
That keeps all the users together.
But you've got to hang tight until about the top of the hour. Another half hour, and then we'll get to the announcements.
Different technical aspects. So how are you going to have a game? What are you going to do to make the game playable across each platform there?
And talk about even the peripherals, like maybe on certain platforms you don't have as many arcade sticks, etc. So there's a lot of things to actually work out.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like if you're going to do a cross-play game, do you design the game for one system and then just try and add it on, or from the start do you design a game that's going to be, equal and easy to play across all platforms there?
Well,
talking about
probably the latter, right?
Because of the way you input on each device, they would have to take that into account. The way that the game might feel different, among platforms, and if that's something that is probably not desirable in a fighting game, right?
Yeah. Pachi, like they're all saying, like Daisuke and Pachi both said, yeah, this is something we definitely want to do. Everybody, of course, we want crossplay, but it's not that simple, right? It's not.
So you can tell here that
simple.
There's a lot of thought being put into it. It's not that they just like whatever, we don't want to do it.
There's still a lot of little hurdles here to get good crossplay.
It's good. That's optimistic at the very least.
So just saying, like FPSs, you have many different input configurations, I guess you say, right? And maybe that's kind of one way to work around for some of these problems, to provide more of those for fighting games. But then, figuring out those fine details is something that takes a lot of time as well.
But yeah, right when it looks like he's going to get cut off with time. But Apache again, he said this is definitely something we want to do. Just again, there's still a lot of
this is a good time. I'm going to get a
anytime
very quick drink. I'll be like literally 2 minutes. Just grabbing a bottle drink.
Yeah,
Talks about arcade controllers, right?
About arcade controls. What is this going to be about?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as well.
Arcade controls good or bad? Is this the story?
I think they mean like arcade sticks, right? Like
Yeah.
Fight sticks. So this is Oda-san.
Okay. I guess this is very,
This is one of the kind of legacy things of fighting games, is this culture of fight sticks, right?
Yeah. So he's saying too that he, because some of the old SNK games came very, very difficult, very high execution. Back in the day, it used to be like you have to use an arcade stick. But he's talking about that's kind of like a legacy thought, the culture of arcade sticks. So.
But I think what he's trying to convey though is he sees this something that he would like to kind of convey to later generations, right? To kind of preserve that arcade culture, right?
It's definitely phasing out a bit.
And he's talking about
Okay, hi, back.
Updates and all that on our side to make sure they all work. And then even he's mentioning a decline in manufacturers of sticks.
Manufacturers are going down as well. And he said we're entering that area. So he's saying we're entering the era where, we've already been in an era, I think, but he wants to tell you something. But he's like, we're entering the era with, maybe arcade controllers are slowly getting phased out. Now Harada says, Nishitani, say something. All right, Nishitani, go ahead.
Oh my
He's like, yeah, I got this. He's got it print out for everyone, huh?
He's good.
Wow.
Nishitani-san is just saying he has to have arcade controller.
I'm a pet player. I do have a stick. I don't use it.
But he's saying that newer generations,
I like a
they're
Korean
starting
lover.
off on controllers or gamepads, right? in fighting games have pretty complex commands, but these newer generations are able to do it quite well on a gamepad.
Right, he said because he's OG. That's a very common like mindset from back in the day. It was like you can only do these complex inputs on the arcade pad, but he's surprised, right? He's like the new guys, they're doing it just fine on pad.
He's saying like all the guys here, are, close to 40 or over, so they all probably use arcade controllers, but most of the player base is shifting towards gamepad.
How's the chat doing?
They seem to be doing quite well, so
How's it going, everybody?
It's not going to be a big problem.
It's about 25 minutes to announcements.
He said when you got to tournament, you see everyone using arcade sticks. You might have that idea, but he said he feels like half people are on pads, and then Harada said more than half, right?
Right. I've even noticed that with Tekken. People.
It's more than half for sure.
Tournaments. Some people couldn't actually join, especially a lot of the foreign players, because they could only play on pad, right?
That happened a lot for the Japanese invitational tournaments, right? You'd qualify in the States, but the guy qualified can only play on pad, and then it's like, well, now what do we do?
I think we even provided like a USB ports on a special version of the arcade cabinet for one or two of them. Now he's just asking about Arc. He feels that their player base is probably a higher percentage of arcade controllers, maybe. And then we got Daisuke-san here.
Yeah,
he's saying he's part of that generation of arcade.
He said, "I'm not as old. I'm not as old as Nishitani's like he's from the arcade stick generation." Yeah.
And he's like, especially repeat inputs of a button.
Yeah, because they're talking about, arcades have the double tap. That's very famous that you couldn't do in old games. Or that was kind of necessary in old games. But new games, you don't really need it that much.
Now you're saying that the newer generations, are, especially in the team even, are saying maybe we should come up with new specs that kind of make more use of the gamepads and stuff like that.
That'd be nice.
And then he's talking about, I think that kind of like the rapid button presses and things like
execution,
that. It makes you feel more immersed in the game physically.
You get more energetic, right? You feel like I'm really going in here.
Right. That's a good point. Impachi says he often conflicts with Daisuke-san on that one.
Sorry for the mouse.
He likes actually complex inputs.
He likes the difficult inputs.
So that's a merit of the arcade controllers.
Doable on pad though.
But he wants to have a battle system that doesn't, skew towards either
you
pad
don't need
or
a pad. You don't
arcade
need a stick. They want to make a game that you don't even think about it.
Sounds nice. Sounds like, I don't know how you could do that exactly. Because by doing that, I think you take away some of the fun of fighting games.
The esports era. So your pad or your controller is similar to like your tool if you're an athlete, right? Like a bat or your racket or whatever.
Makes sense.
I think that's kind of interesting about the possibilities that might come of that.
I even have used different pads depending on the character I'm using, because one has a softer pad, which is better for tight inputs, but the other one has a tougher pad, which is better for backdashing and movement.
I disagree with that.
Oh my god.
Like anything with your tool, but we know all about this, right? The sentiment.
He was talking about
what? Harada, why like this?
One is more limited,
right? Like you have modded arcade sticks. If you press this one button, like it'll do like a very complex command. Like have a tournament just that allows that. Have a different tournament that doesn't.
Oh, we brought up Mori-san here.
Like,
he said he only plays on pad, right?
He's a guy
wow.
He doesn't, right? And they mentioned, his arcade stick.
He said he's dropped his. He's seen Mori-san drop the arcade stick from his lap several times.
Playing on his lap, he dropped.
Oh
Maybe he's not a pro. How come Mori-san's not here?
I'm glad he was able to participate in some way, though. Mori-san's a super cool dude.
Nice. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Troll, man. Zoom in here.
He's trying to have a serious discussion, and Harada's like trolling him heavy.
Is he probably trying not to look at the screen, or he doesn't make eye contact with his boss there?
Oh my god.
Reminds me of that Japanese TV program where you can't laugh, and if you do, they kick you in the behind, right?
Yasud is asking Harada, like, how many photos do you have? Like, how many photos do you have ready to go, Harada?
He said he doesn't have everyone. But in case the SNK connection fails, he's got this as a backup.
Yesterday during rehearsal, there was a joke
Oh
where they
my
were using
God.
Wi-Fi. Like, some of the guys were using Wi-Fi, so Harada yelled at everybody. He's like,
He's
you guys are
like,
supposed to be fighting
should be
games.
ashamed of
Why,
yourself.
why are you going to be using Wi-Fi? What's wrong with you guys?
Harada really does
In
not
case
give a
that
fuck.
Wi-Fi goes down
Oh
again, we
my
have this.
god.
So now we're going on to the next one.
question.
You know, no,
Just
just they just
everybody
don't care. That's great.
Oh,
Okay.
future
Ooh.
user experience of fighting games.
Well, that's a very arbitrary. It's a very.
What does it mean? Those are hard questions.
You can take that multiple ways.
Right.
So this is again Daisuke-san, I believe, right?
Oh, there he is. Yeah, sorry. I was looking. I was like, who's talking?
So he's talking about other game genres. Maybe the rules don't change that much, but
So many people haven't
fighting
talked.
games
Like,
change, their game systems
Nishitani
quite
hasn't
often.
talked. Okubo hasn't
Users
talked.
expect this to occur, every 3 years, maybe every 5 at the most.
Mochi hasn't really talked.
So what are some new possibilities? Maybe like
Yeah.
how does AI maybe affect it? Maybe there's some kind of
Yeah.
interesting possibilities there.
He said also, like, up until now, we just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again for fighting game. So he thinks rather than Ishitari coming up with ideas for the future by himself, it's like, this is the value of this kind of group discussion.
Right?
So let's have everybody. What do you think we can do in the future?
But it's kind of like poker, right? It's
Yeah.
like, do you really want to give away?
What do you want to tell me? Tell me your idea. Oh no!
Oh my god,
Someone's
there he
here
is.
as well.
Where's the Blanca though? Oh, he
Yeah, he's
is the
got
Blanca.
him. Yeah, he's got
And this is Mochi-san gonna give us his opinion. He believes matching, of course, right? A better experience there.
Oh my
He's not
god.
from a development background.
How's the chat doing? How are you doing, boys? Hanging in there? 20 minutes now.
Saying that's kind of important.
I'd like
that
to see
you
Mokujin back.
Talking about
get
online
right.
matchmaking.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Mokujin back.
And if that experience is too tight, then you'll lose your player base over time.
But you can't have him be a paid character, right? Unless if they
He believes
do
everyone is,
something cool with
trying
him,
to
like
also try to improve
maybe
that aspect,
every character he
especially-
imitates, he has a unique move or something to give some kind of
we have, rank
justification
is
to
one way
using him in
divide
tournament.
players,
I don't know.
based on their skill, whether that's a certain rank or whether it's a point attribute. But which one is best? That's kind of something open for discussion, right?
So yeah, do you want to cut people up by ranks or by experience, like point system? So the point system, you can just kind of grind, right? You don't have to be that good. You can just kind of grind and go up here.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay.
Well, I think the concept is something we come up with as well. That
How to decide.
a perfect AI character is going to be the most fun experience, probably, if you don't know it's AI, because it would be perfectly at your level where you feel like you're growing and having a good time.
Not possible.
think
Well,
Rad's
no,
kinda
that's
going
not
around
true.
it.
But it's machine
I think
learning.
he's talking on the point.
Not something you can do with conventional AI
Yeah, no, he
coding.
is talking about AI. He said he's talked to IBM people before about this AI and maybe improvement on player experience as a result.
So taking all the different data, feeding the AI program, and
The IBM guy said, if you have enough data points, maybe that opens up the possibilities even more for something. But the need for real-time data
adjustment and everything.
and to compute it is kind of online is one of the big hurdles in doing that, because you have to get the data from both sides. The CPU or whatever you're using has to compute all that and then output it in real time, right? and that's something it's kind of hard to see how to actually implement it at this point, currently.
Yeah, he mentioned the person he talked to said there's not a lot of companies out that are working on this right now, so right now it's difficult, but he's like, in the future this could be something that comes out.
Who we got now?
Shimburi now?
Shimburi-san, right? Oh, and they say no, maybe Mochie-san was talking more about how to more effectively match people using AI.
Hmm.
That's kind of an interesting idea, yeah. And it's just, kind of what I touched on, that if you had an AI opponent that maybe you don't know it's AI, for someone who just started out,
if you're
and they
a
just
brand new
barely
player,
let you in, and you kind of feel good about your experience.
I mean, other games too, you fight bots and stuff, and
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, you fight a bot
If someone
when you're
drops
low
out,
level,
like,
yeah, a
partway
bot will
or
come
something
in,
like
yeah.
that.
Tekken does that. I'm surprised Murray doesn't realize.
Games have it,
Tekken
mobile
does
have
do
it.
that sometimes.
Fighting games don't have that yet, but yeah, developing that would be hard. Because right now, still, in fighting game, CPU is still doesn't really feel too.
It's not
doesn't feel like fighting
a
a
perfect
person.
replacement for a person, yeah.
Not at all. So you have to play into it, in my opinion, at least right now.
So now he's saying that it has to feel really human.
Yeah, that's
for
what
the
I
routines
just
of
mentioned,
AI,
right? When you fight a
Yeah.
computer now, it feels like they're just doing random things, right? They're just doing random moves and stuff.
There's no conditioning AI. Well, no, that's not true. You can exploit AI. You can't condition them.
Online game in China, and
That's the difference.
Oh, but the player base soon realized it was
That was
AI and
AI,
not an
yeah.
opponent.
I mean that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah. But the feedback from the players wasn't that great on that. Because people really want to defeat real
Yeah,
human,
you want
right?
to feel
Not an
like you beat
AI.
a person, right? You feel like you want to. So, are these guys? They're coming out and saying that they're gonna lie to the player base. Is this what they're coming
Oh
out
my
and saying?
God.
That in the future you're not gonna know if you're fighting. It sounds like a
Could be, but
some
Nah,
it
no
depends
way.
on how you enjoy the game, right? If it has to be a human opponent, or if you just want a really exciting
Because what
match,
if you want to
like,
talk to your
depends on
opponent
their
after the game, right? You want to add them.
My personal opinion.
You can't do that.
Not what they're saying at the moment.
What they
We're not
also
thinking
overall
about it deep
really
enough.
important point is, if you go back to, it's not just about AI and stuff, but it's about always having an opponent to fight, right? That's the issue. Is that right now?
How's the chat doing?
Might go on. There's no one for you to fight.
15 minutes, guys.
They moved on, or they're too high level for you. So
Chat's
you're
having their
stuck
own
again.
conversation, clearly. Damn.
I think Okubo's just going back to the matching again, right?
Yeah.
Saying it's quite different depending on what platform you're on. And then he's touching on AI now.
Glad you guys are having your own conversations. It's cool. I wish I could join in. I should have thought about it more about how to full screen and look at a chat at the same time. It was a bit of an impromptu
If they
thing.
can keep making kind of advancements and progressions around like the fighting game debugging area, then he's like, maybe having a good AI computer in the future could definitely be something.
It's kind of hard to get the point of what he's saying, but I think he's saying maybe, I don't know if it's debugging to like take out bugs, but more, I think he's trying to say tuning, perhaps.
Yeah, like tuning the AI and just trying to make it so it feels that even if it's the strongest character and you beat him really easily, it's like that doesn't feel good. Like it's about keeping that level that's close. That like it's supposed to be a competitive match.
How many questions are in? This is the fourth question,
we have
right?
some people on our team that you might think they're AI the way they play.
They always do the same combo, the same punch, the
Yeah.
same everything. It's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
There are some people who
There's this dude, STZ,
just
I
aren't
play
fighting
on.
game
I feel
players.
that way
I
sometimes.
mean, Tekken is like that, right? That game is there's a lot of like, if you play perfectly, it's like every time you block this, you're gonna do that punish, right? It's a very calculated game.
Sure.
Yeah, you have some players that try to optimize it heavily, but some people just throw away like a 14 frame or whatever, right? They'll just be like, I'm gonna do only a 10 and 12. And
It's hard to
15,
react
whatever.
sometimes. Hard to recondition yourself with muscle memory.
He's like they.
Okay. What he's saying is kind of something I felt in real martial arts. He's saying like, if the higher up you get, you just don't do
You can't do
attacks
anything,
yourself, right?
yeah.
you wait for your
Yeah.
opponent and then you punish them or whatever. Which is kind of like real martial arts are. You leave yourself open if you do an attack. So
Because the computer's just going to be able, if you attack, the computer's going to be able to punish you every time. So he's like, at the high level, you end up just standing there and just waiting for them to jump an anti or something like
but
that.
if you play fighting games, I think everyone's experienced this at one point where you have that opponent who doesn't come at you, right? They
But
turtle.
that's the human aspect, right? Is like you have to put in that surprise or something. You have to do that random.
I'm not like that, or
But if you fight against an AI that doesn't get surprised, it's
I can be,
work like that.
but I get scared too easily defending. It's something I need to work on.
So they're talking about how making, you know, if they design an AI that every time you get close, they're going to grab you and they're going to block every attack, like they can just beat anybody, right? They can make a, like if you look at like the old broken boss characters that are like perfect.
I think Harada was kind of picking on Oda-san about the SNK boss
The old
AI,
ones,
right?
yeah.
He's
So he's
mentioned
like,
something about
yeah.
the genocide cutter,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
Which is,
boy.
Rugal, I
Yeah,
believe, right?
genocide cutter right there. But SNK is known for that, right? The famous old bosses that are like perfect, right?
brutal,
they read every
right?
one of your inputs, right?
That's part of
They
the charm,
discredit
though.
you. So Oda-san saying, yeah, you know, if we want to program that, we can. But that's not what they want. They want to make something that feels human.
Yeah.
I like what Okubo's saying here. So he says even without AI, though, there's still a lot of improvements we can make to the online matchmaking system, right?
Of course.
So Okubo's, Oda-san's being more realistic. He's saying, you know, there is a lot of optimal stuff you could do, but from business, when they're doing it, you have to kind of keep in
Budget.
cost to
Yeah.
actually implement these things, and it's kind of a balance that you do have to take into effect if you're in their position, right? And then Harada's like, yeah, we should just like team up and
Let's
you know,
go.
kind of
He's
try to
asking
share
Capcom.
on some of this stuff,
He's like,
right?
Capcom, why don't you give me some stuff?
So he's saying we could even like share some of our data on what we've learned about
Wow.
ranks
Yeah.
and player base and stuff.
I've known, like, I done work with Arika, and I remember just talking to those guys. They're like, Harada goes out. They said Morning-san as well. They're very, very kind of proactive for developers, like talking with other companies, sharing and stuff. It's like he's not a very like secretive or protective guy. He's all about raising everybody up.
That's cool.
He's one of the only ones that can do it for many reasons.
Final one.
He's accepted
Perceived
that.
simplification
Next
of
question
fighting
here.
game
This is a
and
very hot topic, at
countermeasures.
least in the West right now.
Mm.
But fighting games getting simplified and how to stop that or make it so that it's acceptable.
Mm.
Who we got now?
I'm interested to see the answers here. How's the chat doing? Final question now.
So he's saying that obviously we all have to
Very in-depth conversations right now.
each new installment. That's one of the things that
Too in-depth for me to
as
read.
producers, right?
Yeah. So it's like when you make a new game, if you like whatever Dead or Alive 4, and then you're gonna put out 5, it's like you need to get new people with 5, but then the people you have in 4, you need to keep them happy as
Exactly.
well. So that's why there's always this kind of.
And he's saying like, how do you guys tackle that? And
Yeah.
everyone's like quiet now. It's like
Oh.
How do
that's
you
one of
do
the
it?
hardest parts of
How
our
do you
job,
do it?
right?
Yeah. Right. You
Street
can't just
Fighter
keep
4 to
making a game
5.
for the same group of players, right? You need to. That's where the simplification comes
Yeah.
from. So let's see.
He
Nobody
just
wants to give an answer.
Well, he just threw it to Ishiwatari-san, and Harada's like, you gave it to the most complex fighting game system, right?
あえてみたいなこう結婚前提で、その辺ちょっと確かに聞いててさっき聞いてて知りたいなとは思いましたね。
Goba-san's just
Yeah,
saying he would
I
like
wanna-
to know as well.
Yeah, I want to hear because he was talking about how Daisuke uses the arcade stick and his games are difficult. But Strive is coming out, right? Strive is a huge change.
So Ishiwatari's just saying, Ishiwatari-san's just saying, there's a difference between simple and easy, and they're not necessarily the same.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's saying
I
that
don't think
obviously you
either
wanna
are
make it
good,
easy to understand
necessarily.
is the main objective, right?
Well, easy to understand
whether
is
that means,
nice.
though,
Easy to
cutting out
start
the
is nice.
things might not necessarily be one and the same, right?
They're gonna find out, right? Right. So he says they're still trying to figure out. So that's what the new game Strive is gonna be. They're changing things. So he's gonna find out if maybe cutting buttons out, cutting execution out, will this make it easier to understand the game, or is it some other things that are important here?
Interesting experiment. Putting a whole version of a game on an experiment like that, jeez.
So he's just saying that you need a system that allows for player growth according to how much you practice, etc. but then it has to be kind of easy to understand
Yeah.
for new players that come in.
Mhm.
So it doesn't mean it's easy, right? It
Mhm.
means that it's easy to understand what
Yeah.
you need to do, right?
And not just gameplay too. It's just like the looking and being able to understand like just all the menus and UI and everything.
But then if you can see, if new players can see what the game system's
Mhm.
about and it's easy to understand,
持ちが
but at the same time it looks something like
Yeah.
something that's awesome that
Yeah.
you want to do yourself, then it doesn't really matter if it means cutting systems down or not.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need to do that.
Maybe you don't need
You're
it
just
if
saying
it's
that's
fun,
not
if it's good.
the goal.
Yeah.
That's just one
Yeah.
method to try to achieve that, right? Cool.
They're talking about even as this Koei Tecmo, they're asking about Grand Blue, I think.
Just trying to say that Shinsei means like visibility and to be able to understand what's going on at a glance, right? So trying to attain that, but at the
Yeah.
same time have some kind of
Yeah,
depth
he was
via the
asking
game
Pachi,
systems, right?
So Pachi can talk about Grand Blue now because Grand Blue has like the cooldown system.
Oh, we're getting so
It's
close, guys.
simple, it's easy to understand, but
Adds depth to it, apparently. Yeah.
I know a lot of friends who are into Grand Blue.
He's saying he doesn't want to
I don't know how it is in
decrease
terms of tournaments though.
the inputs that make fighting games cool.
yeah. So Grand Blue you can do both. You can do the command input or you can do the easy input.
So he's just saying if you could try to take both of
Mhm.
those and
Yeah, rather
maybe
than
somehow combine them into
Yeah.
a cohesive system, right? I'll let you handle this one because
Yeah,
you're more
I
a
mean,
Grand Blue dude.
Again, it's talking about simplification here. So he said, like you said, what happened if we get both? Rather than simplifying, let's just keep both options in there. So
Try to find a balance between
Yeah.
the two.
So I think he was talking about the
This is
little
2D and
mistake
3D,
here.
right?
Yeah, 2D, 3D, but talking the problem in fighting games about inputting your command and then not getting it out. I think in 3D games it's a little bit different, but in like a 2D game, like if you input a dragon punch and you don't get it, you just get a little jab kind of thing. So he was thinking that, you know, that's part of the difficulty of a 2D fighting game is being able to put out those key moves in the key situations. So what was the point? What would the point of having a simple input in there? So he's saying, you know, we're gonna have the cooldown system so you can put it out whenever you want, but you have to choose the proper time,
Right.
right? Even though it's one button, the cooldown is heavier.
Has to be
so
more intentional,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
the cooldown is heavier there.
Okay.
So that is the difference. If you don't know, in Grand Blue is like if you do the command input, your cooldown is a little bit shorter here, but the easier one is a bit longer.
That's fair.
So now we're
Yeah.
going to talk about
So
the entrance.
yeah, the getting into the game, right? So if you pick up a 2D fighting game, is that the first gap of doing all the inputs and everything. So Harada's saying
It's a
by
big
having
step
the
there, right?
yeah, by putting in a simple inputs in Grand Blue,
Kinda
you can
lowers
just
the
get in,
barrier, yeah.
right? You can get in, and then the ceiling might be high, but the entrance is really wide open.
I like that phrasing. The ceiling's high, but the entrance is wide open. I like
I've been
that.
playing fighting games for so long that, you know, there's so many godlike, really strong players that how can a brand new player just jump in right away?
I think he's saying that, right, that it's not just the input, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that
Skill levels
you
and
can't
stuff.
overcome
Yeah.
against a more experienced player.
Mm-hmm. But again,
it's
this
quite
is
different,
yeah.
difficult.
This is not like an easy answer, right? There's no clear how do we simplify the game? Will it get more people in there, or like how can we actually?
I haven't talked much about the countermeasures
Yeah, I
part.
think
The
he's
same as
saying,
before.
how do you get new player groups with experienced
Yeah.
groups to be able to play on the same field, right? Which is difficult, because you know part of the draw to practicing the games is to have that thing that you can keep with you, that you know you're good at fighting games. I'm trying to
How's the
think
chat
of it,
doing?
It's not coming out. Like
Very. 2 minutes now.
Like, if
2
something is
minutes.
Simple, it doesn't mean that it's going to be good for. Just because it's simple doesn't mean that new players are going to be able to play and do something like that.
Right,
gave
because you could do the commands,
yeah.
but you won't know
How to
the
play.
best timing against someone who's better than you, right?
He gave an example of like fighting or FPS games that even if you're a brand new player, all you do is you just got to
Point
shoot
shoot,
somebody,
yeah.
right? So you know what to do. Even if someone's better than you, you can still get, if you get like a sneak
Lucky.
attack on them, you can always shoot them. But in a fighting game, it's not like that.
Really close now, guys.
But
I like-
I did that on fighting games.
Like this and talk about countermeasures.
It could be simple. You could have like a 1 or 2 hit kill, right? But is that a good idea?
Unblockables. Unblockables are fun.
But the idea is to try to
Move them down.
design
like,
a gradual,
It's
you know,
fun at all levels,
staircase.
yeah, right? You start here and then you keep going and keep going and keep going.
Tutorials.
So that you get like really involved in the game. Invested, I guess you'd say. So yes, it's cutting them off to go to the next topic because
This question is like a 3-hour discussion, right?
Oh, this stuff isn't something.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
you do
another
in, like,
question?
5
I
to
thought
10
that was
minutes,
it.
Right?
Or is that it?
So what was that, only 4?
Oh, that was 5.
So I
We had
don't
3,
think
maybe?
was it 3? I think it was 4, but that's it for the discussion corner, guys.
I was
Oh,
5.
we ran out of time.
They ran out. They're dumb.
Ran out of time.
Alright, boys, it's time.
I don't know, but hopefully they'll do it again.
I'm gonna raise the volume up a bit.
Right? It's like 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's kind of short. But we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, I believe. These guys are. I think Pachi-san and Daisuke, they
swap
said
out,
are
right?
going to swap out. They're going to bring in someone else, Ozawa-san, I think.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
was on a believer.
Well, now's the time to catch up with chat. How are you guys doing? It's very, very close now.
Announcements. Well, it's going to start
Soon.
from now. Yeah,
Soon.
so hang in there.
I'd rather season 4 of Tekken 7.
So he's got.
No, I don't want to
Pachi-san
know how the
Blue
OnlyFans. Thank
Fantasy
you.
Yeah,
Oh my
stream that
god.
have
next Saturday.
next Saturday, is it?
Ah.
And they might have something to talk about.
Oh, they're
So if you're here for
plugging their own
news,
thing.
I don't think
Wait
it's
till
coming
next week,
today.
right?
I think it's going to be next
Wow, what a tease. What a tease. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's a bit
week. So he's
cheeky.
not giving any answers. He's just saying next
It's
week.
like, yeah,
Just tune in next week.
I know some people might think that way. Maybe we'll see.
Bit
Maybe
cheeky.
that's
That's a bit
something to
cheeky.
talk about next week.
What is that?
Who
The
knows?
8th. So next week, August 8th.
Is it 8th? Did you
Yeah.
say? Okay.
August 8th. So next Saturday, 1 week from today.
Is Nishitani-san also taken off as well?
No, I think he's
I didn't
saying.
catch it.
So Daisuke is leaving as well, but he's saying, make sure you stick around to the end. Make
Yep.
sure you watch to the end.
Interesting.
And I'm telling you to, make sure you watch to the end and watch on Twitter.
Our Junior's a Guilty Gear fan, so
What's on
obviously.
Twitter?
Guys, we're going to take a
Oh.
quick 5-minute break. We'll be back.
Oh, this isn't an announcement, but it's just a trailer. PS4 tournament, Soulcalibur VI. Yeah, they've been doing those recently. Oh. Ah, come on now. Oh my god, are they just gonna loot this? Oh no. Alright, how's the chat doing, boys? We're very close now. Very, very close now. What are we thinking, guys? What characters are we thinking? I'm thinking... Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking Roger. Maybe Kunimitsu, maybe Kiryu. Almost definitely Kiryu. Maybe P-Jack? I don't know. Maybe another new character? I really don't know. I think Roger's the safest bet. We're very close. Kunimitsu's possible. Wine I'd be hyped for, but Leroy kind of removes the need for wine. I'd be hyped for Bake as well, to be honest. Alright, cool. Alright, how are you guys doing? We're very close now. Oh my god. How many people have we got in here? 40? Damn, okay, cool. We're really, really close. Oh. I don't know what to expect. I'm expecting a World Tour Online announcement. That I am expecting. Oh. That was really enlightening. I mean, there wasn't a ton there that I didn't already know or like have opinions of similar, but that was it was an interesting roundtable. I hope they do that again. I'd like to hear their thoughts on like arcade ports before the console ports. I wish that was one of the things they discussed because I think they can't really justify that in the future. I think June doesn't make sense. I think they need to wait until Tekken 8 for June. Between Kazuya and Jin, it makes sense of a storyline for June to be in Tekken 8. I'm thinking Roger, I'm thinking maybe Christy, maybe Beck, Kunimitsu, maybe P-Jack, maybe Dr. B, honestly. Maybe Ogre. I really doubt they're gonna bring Ogre back. Maybe Mokujin. There's a lot of possibilities. Almost definitely Kiryu, right? Few minutes now. I agree. I think Kiryu is the biggest announcement. I'd actually prefer Tifa over Kiryu. Those are the two guest characters people have been talking about the most. But I think either way, it's gonna be pretty hype. I just hope whoever they announce, I just hope they're not broken. Honestly, that's what I care about more. I don't want them to be broken like fucking Rome. God. Almost there, boys. God, my hair is such a mess in quarantine. It is a real state. "45 seconds, guys. Let me check the chat one more time before we get started. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen, boys? You ready? It's gonna be hype, that's for sure. I have good feelings. It's the future. What are we gonna have? Hopefully some cool music I can put on the channel as well. That'd be hype. In 10 seconds. Here we go. Oh my god.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. Thank you for sticking around after the break. So this is going to be the second part of the roundtable, except discussions are, you know, we had a nice little 50 minutes of discussion now. The second out is going to be about some announcements, news, upcoming events like this. I know, looking on Twitter, this is what a lot of people are here for, right?
The part you guys are waiting for, right?
So here we see Ozawa. Ozawa appears taking place of Arc System.
Yeah, Ozawa-san up there, second from the left, right? Oh, cool. He's got a little doll. Is that Mori-san?
It looks
a
like
doll?
he's got the glasses and the leather jacket.
That's
so I think it
cool,
is
man.
Mori.
I'll turn the volume down until we get to the real announcements.
So they're making a little joke. They're not calling them announcements. They're calling them souvenirs, right? Did you bring a souvenir to the show?
Presents.
Right?
That's
Did you bring
great.
anything for people? So they're gonna go one by one, and they're gonna each developer's gonna say if they have something or not.
Alright, so just so you guys maybe who are just tuning in now, we got Wada-san, producer on Sam's show, also KOF, I believe. The director, Kuroki-san, Uzawa-san just joining from Arc System Works. The legend himself, Nishitani-san from Arika. Mochie from Koei Tecmo Games, along with Shibori-san. You know, you guys are probably pretty familiar with him. Nakayama-san and Matsumoto-san are two that we don't really see from that much from Capcom, but they're the producer and the director on the Street Fighter series. From our side, we got Yesterday Esports, who does all the esports stuff in Japan here, and obviously Harada and Okubo, the two. I don't know what you call it. He's the chief producer on the whole Tekken franchise. You know, I'm the day-to-day producer. Okubo is producer on Soulcalibur VI. So that's what we got today.
Who can go first? So they were fighting over who gets to give the first announcement, and it looks like Koei Tecmo won.
Well, yeah, it's like we're doing presentations in school, and you don't want to be first or last, right? You gotta be in that good spot, you know.
Get in it.
So now Shimbori-san's gonna go first, I believe.
Yeah, Shimbori's speaking now, right? Okay. But yeah, first of all, they thanked everybody, right? Thank you, everybody.
Gotta raise the volume now.
するんですけども、実質はプレイヤーがね増え続けてるんですよ。
They're saying that the player base is expanding.
Yeah, it's still growing, even during this year.
They're saying that it's doing quite well.
They're like, why are you talking
He
like
looks
that?
surprised, yeah.
Like, why is he's saying good news? It's like, why? I was like, why are you talking like that? Come on, man.
That's
They're
great.
saying he hasn't brought anything
Yeah.
huge today, but
So
they already have like a kind of free-to-play version with DOA 6, right?
Yeah,
I think people already know this one. So this is saying 3 million downloads, right?
10,000, 100, 3
Yeah,
million.
3 million,
Yes.
3 million.
Dude, I've been here 10 years. I still can't do the numbers. 3
Dude,
million.
I've been doing so many budgets and stuff. I'm so used to the Japanese numbers.
So yeah, if you guys are interested in Dead or Alive, like they mentioned, cute girls, a lot of cute girls, you can give it a try for free right here.
So, I don't know what the terminology here. The Core Fighters version is on Xbox One and Steam, but then free-to-play is on PlayStation 4, it looks like.
Probably just naming thing, but I think it's the same
No,
exact thing. So he said, even though it's free to play, you can, you get a full training mode and everything.
Any DOA fans in
You can
here?
practice.
So you get the base game for free, and then you kind of
If you
buy
enjoy
the
it,
characters that
yeah.
you want
It's
to
an
play.
You can buy
Interesting
skins
tactic.
too. He's like, you get like you get to play with 4 characters at the start.
It's like Tekken
But he's like,
Revolution.
you can give it a try, and then you can just support us. If you don't want to buy the full game, but you want to support, just some skins and things like that.
And if you want to support this
So
channel,
you say
that's
that
some
one of the
memberships and
merits, yeah, you can
subscriptions.
just download the game for free and purchase only the characters
Yeah.
you're interested in, right?
The pro players always talk about like, oh, you need to have every character in training mode. But if you don't want to play training mode, you just want to go online with the character you like, just buy them. And
Yeah,
go
I
in there.
mean,
I feel like this is a
players
good
have
system.
their own goals that they want to achieve, so it's just saying that they have a wide variety of different players, but they want to expand the base even more, so check it out.
Even more. So again, just thanking everyone. Please come out.
That's what Killer
He
Instinct does
seems
as well.
very not confident. I don't know.
And just thinking SNK.
Yeah. Thank you. SNK has the collab characters and stuff. So here's our next slide.
So this is a summer sale going on, I believe,
fifth,
from the
right?
5th through the 18th. I believe these are Japanese times as well, right?
It's like 4 days from now. Pretty big, right?
Coming up,
65%
right?
off there. Season pass 1, 2. They have 4 season passes.
You've got to wait very patiently, guys.
30% off, 20, 10, 10, 65, 65. So yeah, if you are, if you're already a Dead or Alive fan, you wanted to get it on a different platform or something, like now is the time right now. If you're not sure, get the free version first.
I think he's mentioned that Season Pass 1 is the one that includes Shiranui Mai and the
Yeah.
SNK characters,
See it
right?
right here. It looks like Season
And
Pass 2
Harada
is
is
the summer.
mentioning that Capcom doesn't get paid a cent when people play Goki in our game, or Akuma, but we let them use some what do you call it, patents.
Yeah.
Man, he's gonna say this stuff on stream, huh?
He just says he's all out, huh?
Okay.
Dev secrets.
Just to our corporate office, I didn't say that. I'm just translating what Harada's saying. So on the bottom right,
Season Pass 4.
Season Pass 4.
Oh, Dead or Alive, Dead or Alive.
So the latest character Tamaki is included.
Tamaki, yeah. I think that girl with the greenish hair.
She's quite popular, so he hopes to check her out.
Mhm.
What? We got he's got something else.
Can
Said
you get
turn
rid
off
of
the
the slide?
What? He's gonna do a Harada thing?
He's like, I wonder
Can
if
you
you can
see?
see this. I think that's Tamaki.
He's talking about the arcade version in Japan, right?
Yeah, hold it up. Hold it up. Yeah, hold it up.
No idea, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, cool. The way that blur works is pretty interesting.
That
right?
definitely was not intentional.
Is this the new character, the Tamaki?
Tamaki, yeah, I believe so. I believe so. And look down here, we got look at Harada.
I wonder who that is. That's the famous Itagaki-san, right?
Itagaki-san.
I don't
the old
understand.
Team Ninja guy.
Wow.
Him and Harada got some rivalry, right? Some smack
Well,
talk is going on.
they used to.
That was good.
Until Itagaki-san found out they were both from the same university.
Oh, really?
And Itagaki-san is a senpai, which totally changes the whole dynamic,
okay.
right?
So now Harada's got to apologize.
It's like, he used to be Harada-san,
Yeah.
now it's like, oh, Harada. So.
Oh my god.
ついに玉木デビューできそうです。
So it looks like soon Tamaki will be in the arcade. You know, she'll be added to the arcade
今
soon.
ならアーケードでもお楽しみいただけます。
So
There
you're
was a-
saying that, yeah.
Yeah.
So the people who are waiting to see this character in the arcades,
Yeah.
it should be soon.
Yeah. This definitely was not
Brad is
intentional.
like pulling this. What?
Yeah, so this is this is mainly a Japan discussion about the arcades. Arcades are closed for a good 2 months or so, but they're reopened now.
Yeah.
They're reopened now, so there are interesting.
Well, it depends
enough-
on where you
yeah.
are too, right? Like Tokyo or out in the
あんまり変わら
countryside.
ないですね。
There are some people in Japan that are arcade only, believe it or not.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's like
Master
I don't-
Cup is
yeah.
like a sampling of that,
Yeah,
right?
arcade only. I don't play console, so
ありがとうございます。
終了ということで。
that's our other boss.
今PS4 版とほぼもう全く同じバージョンになるってことですよね。アーケード版
そうですね。まあ水曜日8月5日ぜひゲーセンに行ってみてください。
Yeah.
Itsukasu is it the 5th? You
Yeah.
can go
So
to
from
the
Wednesday is when they're gonna
arcades and
update.
they can
Yeah.
do it,
配信ということなので。
which applies to any of you guys in
Mhm.
Japan, I suppose, right?
時間的に早く行き過ぎるともしかしたらまだ配信
But if you go too early to the arcade, it might not be released yet.
Yeah, on Wednesday, right?
ありがとうございます。
It takes time, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
to get the
crazy
update,
now.
upload everything. Yeah.
Mm.
But it will be Wednesday. But that's it for Koi
さ
Tecmo.
んは
So next is
我こそはという方、
Who? Who we got?
Harada.
プレステです。
All right,
Ura-san.
SNK is going.
では、
Oh damn, we were
Now I
close.
saw on Twitter there was a lot of questions. A lot of people want SNK news. Let's see what they got today.
Well, everyone knows the question, right?
告知させていただけたらと思います。最初のフリップ。
So he's got something to share with you guys.
Okay, yeah, this is a character that was just announced, right?
Cole
They just
Sonny?
said, yeah.
That's the
That was
Japanese
called
read. I don't know what it is in
Samurai
English, right?
Spirits in English? In Japanese, that's interesting.
Collaboration character that's new for Sam Spirits, Sam Show, you
Yeah.
call it in English, right?
Honor, I believe the game is called Honor of Kings.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Did he just said her name in the Chinese pronunciation, and everyone's laughing like, man, you sounded like a native Chinese speaker, man.
He's
He
getting good
had
at
to.
that.
I mean,
huh?
if he had to go to Tensei, if he had to go out to China and do it, you have to like get the pronunciation, everything
Right.
going.
シェア遊んで
But she's free. She's free. So if you guys, I'm sure if you're a Sam Show fan, you probably already are aware of this, but you can just download it and play from the 6th there. The next slide.
Next slide, please.
Ta-da!
Season Pass 3.
Yeah, this is good.
Development is decided.
Decided. It's always
Yeah.
right? So they announced. I
It's a
don't
go.
think-
It's a
yeah.
go, yep. This is the first time they're announcing that,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So season 2 came out. You have all the characters.
Bit of
But
an
they're still going. So
underwhelming
Samurai Spirits is
announcement.
still going. Samurai Showdown in the West. So now it's time for you guys to go on Twitter and then spam them with whatever DLC character you want.
So just saying that they're not going to touch on the details today, but please look forward to info coming soon.
Yep.
されたと記憶してて、で8月の6日に先ほどのコウ・ソンリが新キャラとして出て、そしてシーズンパス3なんかすごい早いというか、
They're like,
And you just talk about the
ユーザーさんも
the
嬉しい
pace of the development is quite fast. The new character
Yeah, they had
being
Warden,
announced, and
so-
then now Season
Yeah.
Pass 3.
June. So in June, the end of June, they put in Warden, the new character, and now you have the new Honor of Kings character, and now you have season 3. So they're like, you guys are getting a lot of
Cranking
info.
it out,
Yeah.
right?
わ
だからかなりのペースであることは間違いないですよね。
Yeah, everyone's just really surprised at the pace of the development there, right?
はい
だって SNK さんだけそれだって会社から放送してるわけじゃないですか。
そうなんですよ。
Are we saying these two are actually streaming from SNK
Yeah.
office
Yeah, yeah. You see in the
on
background.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Wow.
ね僕と大久保さんなんてこう自宅からですもん。
And Harada and
Yeah.
Okubo are
We're
both
at
at
home.
home.
He's like, we're at home, man.
はい。
ネオジオ T シャツ着ろって言われて。
And they made them wear the Neo Geo T-shirts too, probably, right? He's saying your company's pretty tight-run ship, huh?
A black company. That
Yeah,
means
that-
like they overwork
Different
their
connotation in
employees, right?
Japan,
They overwork
yeah.
their employees. So it's like, man, you guys need to loosen up over there.
ちょっとお一つだけ
Uh-oh.
もしよければちょっと聞かせていただきたいことがあるんです
So this is the MC
Yeah, he's
asking a
got a
question, right?
question.
サムライスピリッツの、シーズン3ももちろんユーザー
Sam
めちゃ
Show
くちゃ嬉しいと思うんですけど、
Okay.
まあ、SNK さんといえばもう一つ
But there's another
No,
franchise
no.
that everyone
Don't
knows.
do
But
it.
don't do it.
Oh.
What?
結構新作発表されてその後
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not saying anything until they say it.
何か
Yeah.
できることって
He's asking, is there anything you can touch on for
Yeah,
that?
it's like there's another game, there's another series.
Oda's looking for the sword
Yeah,
under the
yeah.
desk, right? He's like, I'm gonna
He's
get
like-
this dude.
画面が止まり始めましたよ。
There's another series.
Uh-oh.
いや僕 MC 側じゃなくてファンボーイ目線で
And
So
he's
he-
saying that not from an MC perspective, but from a fanboy.
Yeah, Fui is a fighting game player.
Yeah, I don't think this was on script either, right?
Oh my god.
タイトルのロゴ。
Yeah, so it was last year at Evo. 1 year ago is when they announced.
開発中でして。
He said that
Yeah.
thing is in development on floor above me.
ちょっとね、今回の発表に
They still didn't say the name. I don't want to say the name if they're not
Me
going to say the
neither.
name.
皆さんにお見せできる
King of Fighters, right?
間に合わなかったので、ま
But
たちょっと後日
they didn't have anything in time to show for this timing, but they have something they're considering soon.
Yeah, very
Just
soon.
to make it for this
Yeah.
this stream.
Whatever game that is, I have no idea what they were talking
皆
about.
様ありがとうございました
Thank you
Wow.
very
Yeah,
much for that,
unfortunately,
though.
they couldn't show any new news today, but they said very soon, in a little bit, they want to show you.
出れるように
And he,
They
Brad
really
is now
can't
just
say
asking for
directly.
Ace permanently in Tekken.
Can I do that?
And Oda-san said, okay, I'll try to get a higher position in the company and try to make that happen. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
do anything I
God.
can to help.
I don't know how I feel
Oda-san's
about
a
that.
super cool guy.
メーカー
Alright,
次に
next.
行きましょう
Next maker, publisher.
いらっしゃいますでしょうか
Who we got?
Capcom,
Capcom-san.
okay.
Oh.
We got Matsumoto-san here.
Saving Namco for last.
Who is the producer, right?
There's
About
no
Street Fighter
trailers.
5. He wants to touch on
Yeah.
some things.
So they just announced. I mean, they might talk about it here, but we'll see.
So next slide, please.
Okay.
Again, it's the 5th year of
Yeah.
online operations.
This has been going on, right? So this sale is already on the summer
Until the
sale.
4th,
yeah,
right?
until the 4th. So if you want it now, it's the time. 25% off. This is a champion edition too, so it comes. This is kind of like the complete version now.
With the stages
yeah,
and costumes.
Look, 40
yeah.
characters, 200 costumes, 34 stages, 27. That's pretty good deal right there. So until the 4th, right? So please, if you guys are
Hurry
interested,
if
hurry
you don't
up.
have it
Yeah.
already, yeah. So this
Okay.
says a demo,
Yeah.
version, right?
I think this was announced before too, but from the 5th, they're gonna same thing we saw with Koei Tecmo. It's a free-to-play version right here.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
a demo version with all 40 characters, right? That's kind of crazy.
What? Huh?
So he's like, if you were interested in Street Fighter but you've never tried it before, you can just try, you can touch the game, feel if you like it or not, for free, starting on the 5th.
Oh my god. That's actually big.
Wow.
What the fuck?
でこれはすみません。すごいなと思うんですけど。
Harada's like, this is crazy, but
なんか期間限定みたいな。
Yeah, see, I was wondering this.
Yeah.
Is there a end date to it?
なるほど。
What did he say?
どれぐらいの
he's like,
遊べるんですか
There
there
is.
is, but
大体。
About 2
about,
weeks.
that's still really good.
Yeah.
2 weeks free to play Street Fighter 5 with the whole cast. That's crazy too. Even if you have the game already, but you didn't get the DLC, you want to try a character and see if you like them. Like now's a great time. You can get involved.
Yeah,
That's crazy,
dude. Or
man.
if you want a friend to pick it up, that's
Yeah.
a really easy way for them to do
ここ
that.
放送見てる人で先ほど冒頭でおっしゃられたストリートファイターってどんなゲームかなって思ってる人はいないと思います。
So Rada's just saying, well, I don't think there's anyone out there that's
that
wondering
doesn't
what
know.
is Street Fighter, right?
What kind of game is Street Fighter? I don't know. It's only been around for what, 30 plus years or something.
火を吹いて腕が伸びるインドの
He's like, there's a
Nakayama-san's explanation is the guy who
he's like,
breathes
there's a
fire
guy
and
with
has stretchy arms, right?
and breathes fire from India. He should give the game a try.
それはなかなかいないと思います。
Pretty cool. Wow. She said there might be someone like that somewhere.
Maybe in
Not
the-
Dawson,
in the
but
game, yeah.
that doesn't know about Street Fighter.
And there's another slide here.
で次はe スポーツ関連の情報
It's about esports info.
来ました。ストリートファイター
So
5
this is the this weekend. This is in what, Central America, Latin America. It's happening last week. They're saying, you know, Daigo won online. That was a huge
That
thing.
was crazy,
So
man.
this week they're doing it. They're going to
Central
stream
America,
it.
right?
Where's the stream? Right here. Yeah, they're going to stream it on Capcom Fighters JP channel. Again, this is for the Japanese audience. You guys watching right now, English stream, I believe, is just on Capcom Fighters there. But this weekend's another tournament.
So he's touching on this, and we saw it with Daigo, right?
Yep.
Is that if you win it, you get a place in the finals, right?
Yeah, different from the point system before. Now it's just winner qualifies.
And this is like, you know, I don't think there's a whole lot of the tournaments in Central America, right? So he's saying this is an excellent chance. And
They have a really strong scene out there.
That's cool.
Yeah. See.
And he's touching on the players from Mexico, maybe, and Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Some people that maybe you don't see quite
I hope
often.
Namco do a
Quite
similar
strong.
announcement to
It's a
this.
good opportunity to check that out.
Yeah. So everyone, please watch.
This
Please
feels
watch. Please
weird,
watch.
me like being PR for Capcom, right?
Even if
Welcome
it,
to being
the
a
neckhead isn't
company.
great, I'd still like to
But
see
we're
it.
all in the same boat here, right? SFL.
Okay, and this is again another. This is mainly only for Japan. So sorry, you guys overseas. But if you're a fan, you could still watch it on the Capcom Fighters JP channel. I don't know if it's going to have an English stream.
He's talking about a league, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows this one.
The Street Fighter League in Japan is really, really developed. They do all sorts of qualifications, all sorts of different tournaments right now. So this is a preseason open qualifier. So you like win the qualifier, so you didn't qualify for stage 2. There's like 5 or 6 stages. It's pretty wild. But there will be a stream happening next weekend. So again, if you want more,
Wow, they got
Under
some
22.
interesting rules though. Yeah, under 22, it's open.
Wow.
And he was even mentioned that there's even some Japanese talent, I think, that take place. People who are known for playing the game.
That's been really big, especially for, I would say, Street Fighter out here, is that they get a lot of, you know, talent, TV hosts, comedians, models playing the game and stuff like that.
And this is a 3-on-3 format, I think he was mentioned earlier, right?
Last one.
Next slide.
I think this is
Summer update.
So this is I know a lot of people were expecting you know,
Today,
I saw on
right?
Twitter they wanted announcements and things, but Capcom has its own show,
Event.
its own announcement show where they're going to give reveals. They already said they're going to show new characters, the new season. So that's going to be next week. They actually have a Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's
I
going to
didn't
be the
know
host.
Kenny's
Yeah,
doing
Kenny's
that.
hosting that.
There we go.
So again, sorry if you are a Street Fighter fan watching today, you have to wait one more week, just one more week.
Well, thankfully I'm
and this
not.
is going to be their official update there.
Now, obviously, this 2 a.m. is for Japan.
Yeah, it's
I
going to
would
be in
think.
prime
So-
time. It's prime time for the dudes out in the West there. But they're showing a lot. It's a special guest, but it already got announced. It's Kenny.
I hope you're not like.
Hey, I was on Twitter. Unless Kenny deleted it, I don't know. It was on Twitter. I saw the tweet.
Oh, okay, there you go. Kenny Omega.
Yeah. They
So
announced it.
Matsumoto-san said it.
Yeah, he's like, they already said it. They already said it. Yeah.
You're saved. You're
Yeah. He's like, you didn't update.
You're not
Harada's
gonna
like,
get canceled.
Yeah. Harada's like, you didn't update the slide. What's going on?
Oh my god.
But Kenny, of course, big Street Fighter fan, so he's a player. So it's a good match there.
How's the chat doing? I haven't looked at the chat in a while.
So he was just,
Yeah, we're just
Oko mentioned that we have a
waiting
live group of all the
patiently.
publishers that we used to
Oh my
coordinate
god,
this.
Twitch
And
chat is...
Shimbori-san's icon was Kenny Omega. I didn't know that.
From Koei,
I'm
Tekken.
streaming on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Where's Kenny? Kenny, you got to get a guest character in Dead or Alive.
I wonder how that'll turn out. That'd be interesting.
It's a grab-heavy game. But yeah, again,
For Japan,
please
2 a.m.,
don't
right?
get angry. Please don't go
I think
crazy.
people really
Just one more week.
underestimate
One more week.
Relax.
This has been planned for a while, so they can't just be like, all right, let's just show everything
Scrap
today.
it, right?
Yeah. It looks like they're going to give a lot of details too, so you
Yeah.
can look forward to that.
And he just mentioned to the Japanese people that they're going to do an archive in case you can't tune at 2 a.m. So Harada's saying he's up, so no problem.
Oh my god.
Street Fighter
right.
actually has been, when they do these reveals, they've been just showing everything. They've been like, the whole season, these are all the characters coming out.
At one lump, you
Yeah,
mean?
they usually give a lot of details at the same time, so if you're a Street Fighter fan, Street Fighter player, this should be very exciting next week.
I'm glad, man. The more fighting games are doing well, you know, the best for the scene. So.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know.
近しいですね。
絶対今頃リークしてこれ油断できないです。あと
He's saying that you sure it's not gonna leak, as
Yeah.
stuff often does.
It's happened a lot.
Harada
Oh,
with his
boy.
trolling
Yeah.
comments again.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, we're
Harada.
pretty close with
Yeah.
Ona-san, and we would often be in LA for a show or some kind of esports event
Yeah.
where we're all on Twitter making sure nothing leaks. And Ona-san was always the first one to be like,
No. Yesterday. So we had rehearsal yesterday, guys, and they showed some of the reveals. So I haven't seen any leaks. The reveals you're gonna see are world first.
People don't see
Oh,
that, man.
boy.
Me and Harada,
You
we're
work hard, I
like
guess, hiding everything, right?
at home getting
Uh-huh.
yelled at by our wives because we're looking at our phones, but it's not like we're just scrolling
Yeah,
through
yeah.
stuff. It's like, please don't leak
Please
stuff.
don't leak. Please don't leak. Please don't leak.
Oh my god.
はい、皆様、
All right. So yeah, Capcom fans, 1 week. Just hang in there, guys. You get all your information on
Very
the
cool.
6th.
はい、では A カップ
Who's
さん
up
ありがとう
next?
ござい
We
ました
got, we still have Arika-san
えー
and
小売企業様
us
3社となりまして
Arxis,
and
Bandai,
Arxis as well,
Arika.
right?
企業の方
Arika-san's next, probably, right?
これは
Nishitani-san, here we
okay.
go.
西谷さんは
We're really gonna be last, aren't we?
So
Oh
they've
my
been
God.
doing kind of changing Fighting X Layer. They've been making a beta, but they also are making a new game. I wonder.
A 社でファイティング EX レイヤーという対戦格闘ゲームをもう
Fighting X Layer he's
発
touching
売
on.
してから2年ぐらい
2 years from
Yep.
release.
でちょっと後半の方ねあんまりこう手を入れてなかったんですけども、最近
Towards the end, they haven't changed much.
Yeah, they didn't really update the
Recently-
game.
They're doing beta tests and
Mhm.
online tests.
It's a big change too. If you guys haven't been following along, they've really kind of revamped the entire game engine. And PlayStation on Steam, you can kind of download and try it. So it's super fresh, right? If you played it on release and then you try this new beta, it's like a completely different game. So give it a try. Then they're also
With Harada, I feel like I'm
same.
watching
They've been working
like,
on different.
my dad in like a conference call, Dads, and he's like just rocking
say
out,
he's
you know what I
gonna
mean?
do?
Just kind of proud, you know?
When
He's
this,
like
when this thing is over, they're going to
repping
show
the
something new.
scene
But
as an
they've also been
absolute
working
champ.
on the online connectivity, is what I will say.
That's what he was touching on, right? He
Yeah.
said that he thinks
Yeah.
it feels pretty good.
Yeah,
So they're,
they've been
they feel
pushing
good about it.
rollback, right? So they've been sponsored by or inspired by the West. So they've really been pushing it in their game right there.
対戦ないん
Mhm.
だ。
そうですそうですそうです、
Mhm.
ああいう機能を入れていこうかなとか、あと、ですね、ちょっと時期は未定なんですけども、
So,
Steam 版
to be decided when,
で
but
スキン選択画面を追加するように。
Steam version, they're gonna add a screen
スキン
to
選択画面。
allow you to select skins.
Yeah,
Character skins?
this character skin and stuff, right? So this company, Arika, if you look at all these other companies here, they're all massive, right? They're all huge conglomerate. They have other games outside of that. Arika is very, very, very small. It's just a small group of creators and developers. So
Very passionate though.
yeah,
いや、スキンを選択できる枠があるよっていうのと、あと Steam 版だけですっていう、まあ一応これだけ言っておきます。
So it's important that
Yeah.
you can select the skins, but it's a
But-
feature specific
Yeah.
to the Steam version
So
at the moment.
he's hinting that I think he's hinting that there's some stuff that are coming. So he's saying all I'm going to say is this and this, and then like you kind of deduct make
Yeah,
a conclusion
stuff.
on your own, right? Harada figured out. I didn't figure out. Maybe they're gonna add more skins. I don't know, more guest characters. Who knows?
実はですね、ちょっと
'Cause right now there's no
いろいろと
skins.
細かいまあニュアンスのこととかもあると思います
How's the chat doing? How you guys doing? Oh my god,
He's
Twitch
talking
chat
about
is
Mihara-san
Follow
toxic.
often
dude.
Mihara-san.
About the game.
Yeah.
Ah,
So if you want to know more
Almost there.
info, that's the guy to follow.
Yeah. Mihara-san he tweets in English too a little bit as well.
He's saying that they're testing. Oh, he's talking about it, huh?
Yeah.
Cosplay or cross-play, they've been
Mhm.
testing out a bit.
Yeah,
But
so
the team's not that big. Yeah.
that's the thing about Arika is their team is very, very small. It's a very small company, but I think that gives them freedom to kind of try out more stuff. So they're trying to implement rollback. They're trying to implement crossplay in their games and stuff. They're trying to listen to the fans and put everything in.
PS4 版がセール中なんですよ。
And also, the PlayStation 4 version right now is 75% off, so it's on
75%,
sale.
wow.
Yeah.
1222円です。めっちゃ安い。
So 1200, about $10 or so.
Please
So,
buy it, he
Yeah.
said.
Support them out. Without this man right here, without Nishitani, there probably wouldn't be this conference right now, right? The creator Street Fighter 2.
So it's going on until the 4th as well.
Yeah, so just three
A
days
lot
from now.
of fighting stuff going on, huh?
Summer
そう
sale.
ですね。ぜひその後デッドライブを。
And please buy Dead or Alive as well.
No, they did. So SNK has a collab character, and Terry Bogard is a collab character in there. So it's like, hey, let's get some collab characters with
そういうことですね。
Yeah,
with Dead or
Terry, man.
Alive.
These are
Let's
my
put some of
favorites.
them in there.
ストリートファイター5の体験版も8月5日でしたよね、確か。
And then Capcom-san talking about the Street Fighter 5 demo as well until about that time.
ですね。はい。
And we also have sales on our games going on as well, so please check those out if you haven't bought it yet. Both Soulcalibur and Tekken.
All right,
みんなやってねってことで
I think maybe the Twitter monsters and the stream monsters are right. Be like, come on, you hyped up big announcements. Like, what's going on? I think.
Please wait, please wait. So now we have 2 left, right? Bandai Namco and Arc System Works.
Okay. Okay.
So they're saying Tori isn't a bird in this instance. It means like the last spot on a presentation. So we're going first, and Arc is going to go last. It's kind of prestigious. And
Harada's like, I know you got some good news.
one is saying like, actually our European office is the publisher for their game, for Strive. So with that in mind as well, you get the prestigious last place. And then he's like, oh man,
Like,
you're just
I got-
raising the
Yeah,
hurdle
I
there.
got a lot of expectations now, right? Harada just said that Arxis has big announcements, so we got a lot of expectations. So Bandai Namco first.
So we're going first. I believe Okubo's up first with Soulcalibur stuff. So
Soulcalibur.
we'll see what he has, which I already know, obviously.
宣伝という意味ではこの
When the trailers talk, we just gotta be quiet. I don't wanna do reaction videos here.
So first off, he's mentioned, and you probably saw the footage during the
Trailers.
interval, but PlayStation's doing their tournament feature for Soulcalibur
Yep.
as well.
あれソニーさんが作って
Where'd Harada go?
And Sony made
見たんですけど
that footage.
なんかもうキャラ覇王丸しか映ってないみたい
It was only Harumaru. Pretty
な
much.
そう戻すんですけどいやきっと小田さんと黒木さんなら喜んでいただけるから
So maybe Oda-san and Kuroki-san will be happy with that. We're very glad that you approved it so quickly. Thank you very much.
覇王丸ばっかり
He's like, that's not even a Soulcalibur character. Like, come on, man.
ありがとうございました。はい、ということでですね、実際問題、ソルキャリバーの方は、まあ、
Sorry, you can hear seagulls in the background.
ちょっとならなかったんですけど、
So
コロナ
saying
の影響
it
Yeah.
wasn't one of the topics, but because of the COVID situation, the season pass development was obviously impacted. So with some hard things to mention, but
人が集まってその場でこう対戦
and also
Yeah.
like for example, when we develop our games, we have our battle team balance test it right,
Yeah.
and you have to actually be in the same room for that kind of thing.
It's not just balancing too, like, you know, like betas and having players out there. You can't do that in this landscape. But they said finally they're going
We
to
have
be able
something
to
to
announce
show.
something.
Check it out. Here we
Oh,
go.
here we go. I do like watching Soulcalibur. I'm a casual fan of Soulcalibur. Oh, Setsuka.
When I closed my eyes, I was prepared to sleep for eternity. Hishiro Mitsurugi, you murdered my master.
Yeah, dude. Setsuka. Nice.
For that, I shall have your head.
Setsuka.
Okay, I'm into it. I know some people are going to be really happy about
teach you
this.
my techniques for revenge. Even your eyes disgust me, daughter of savages. Do not belittle yourself, no matter how others may see you. What you have inherited is Shugun Kokonoe's very soul.
How unfortunate! Flower petals shall line your grave! This is the work of fate. I merely played my part.
Nice. That's it.
I will strike you down and keep moving forward.
Oh. I know that guard.
Whoa, that's soon. Holy shit. DLC 12?
It seems I must also draw steel.
Oh wow, that's it. Holy shit. Nice. So that's what I'm talking about. That was sick. I'm hyped. I'm hyped now.
There we go. So
Where's
finally, we got
Harada?
some big announcement there. So I know those guys on social media are happy, right? 'Cause
Yep.
we were
How's the chat
tagged in
doing?
the tweet, and it was like every day, like 40 messages, like put in Setsuka, give me
That was
Setsuka, where's
pretty sick,
Setsuka? There, you got her. And not just that, they're getting
Where's
an
Harada?
update, gameplay
Where's
update,
Harada, dude?
new stage, the Tekken
Character
the Tekken
costumes,
is
right?
awesome, man. That look really sick. And that's all free, right? And it's coming out.
No, I believe the Tekken costumes are part of the DLC. So there's two. There's DLC 11 and 12. 11 being the character and 12 being the customization items. So
the stage and the update, so the balance patch is coming out in what, 3 days?
Yep.
That's all going to be free, so you guys
That's
get the stage and everything. Let's see.
He's saying that a lot of people, you can destroy the costume, but some people don't like that.
Oh, okay.
From the
Yeah,
fan
so
base.
the character creation in Soulcalibur is very, very detailed and very, very advanced. So
That's one way to put it.
they're going to add an option now that your clothes
I
can't
don't know
get.
if they're going to have it or not. He's just touching on it. Yeah, you're right.
They
It
said
is going to be in there. So
they're going to put in a option to protect your clothes from getting blown off, so you can keep your custom character there.
That's fair. God.
So saying it's coming on Tuesday. Setsuka come back first time in 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years, right?
Nice.
The fan base been asking for her for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked so much, I thought about just not doing it despite them, but
I understand that feeling a lot. Maybe take notes, all you guys asking for X character. You can go overboard.
I
It is
understand
possible to
it.
go overboard, right?
Oh my god. Nice.
こちらもですね、かなりやり込みに応えてくれるキャラクターではありますけれども、
it's a character that's got a lot of depth to it,
ちゃん
right?
と初めて触る方でもね、ある程度ちゃんと操作ができるような感じの調整にしてます。
But we've also balanced it so that people who are more new to the game
Yeah,
can still enjoy her.
Not everyone played the game for 10 years, right? No one was back there in the original version.
セールしてますので、そういうキャラ
And then another
It's
sale.
on sale on
Everything's on
PS4.
sale
すごく安くなってます。
Please buy the game.
8月4日まで
until the 4th, right? So
Yep.
until the 4th is the sale, and then from the 4th is when the DLC is going to come out. So that's big news there if you are a Soulcalibur player, but Harada's gone.
He hasn't come back. What?
ないんじゃない鉄拳は。
It's part of it.
Over
part
the same,
of
maybe
it.
there's no announcements
It's
for
like, I guess there's
Tekken.
nothing. There's nothing to talk about Tekken, huh?
コメントが
I'm gonna have to do it instead, right?
I mean, Okubo was, he
I'm
used to
not
work on Tekken
convinced.
7, right? Before he moved to Soulcalibur. His name's in the credits for something.
Yeah.
家だから帰れないんだよな。
He was kind of like the producer on Japan
Harada.
side.
はい。
Let's call Harada. Hey.
原さん。
Oh.
Oh,
ご無沙汰
okay.
しております。テッケンプロジェクト
Oh,
の原田です。皆さ
boy.
ん、いかがお過ごしでしょうか。もう何かとテレワーク、リモートワークですか。テレコミュニケーティングと思いますけど、
Oh no.
オルター返すとか。 改めましてご無沙汰しております鉄拳プロジェクトの原田です。何かとね、このテレワークリモートワーク大変ですね。皆さんもこういうのには慣れましたでしょうか。今日はねあえてこんな感じで、撮影しておりますけども、いろいろ生活習慣変わる中で、我々鉄拳プロジェクトもですねいろいろもちろん、大変な思いはしておるんですけども、皆様にですね、できるだけもっと鉄拳を家で楽しんでいただこうといろいろアップデートをしたいなというふうにはもちろん思って頑張っております。ただですね、こんな状況ですので、なかなか持ってくる情報もほとんどというかこのビデオメッセージだけになっちゃうんですけども、ただこんな最中なんで、鉄拳プロジェクトも頑張っていろいろみんなやってるぞっていう現状報告をしようと思って、こういう形で配信させていただいております。はい、もう鉄拳もですねもうだから5年前のタイトルですよね。それでも、やっぱこの時代なのでできるだけですねオンライン機能を中心にしっかりもう再構築ですか、してできるだけ快適に遊べるようにアップデートしていきたいななんて思ってます。はい、というわけで、引き続き、鉄拳をよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。そんなことでは許されませんよね。はい、分かってます。ちょっと頑張りました。鉄拳プロジェクトもちろん今回も情報用意しております。というわけで死の号の言わずに見てもらいましょう。皆さん準備はいいですか？それでは VTR スタート。レディー
Keep your head up 元気を出してる。
Oh shit! Yo, oh, that's sick. That's so sick. Oh, can you miss?
何かと、はいはいはい、わかりました。はい。はいはい。じゃあこれで撮影しよっか。ね。はい。
What? Cute little dog there. So there we go. Season 4.
Oh my god, how's the chat going? What are you thinking? Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Who was that? Kinemitsu? Kiryu? Who was
we saw
that?
a little bit of a surprise there at the end. So you obviously know who that is. I have no idea who it is. Chat, you guys can try and guess there.
It looks like Kinemitsu.
So Red is touching it. It's 5 years from the release
That's
of the
season 4. I'm happy. Online?
The console version.
Tekken saved. Tekken is saved.
We said 5 million.
I'm happy. I couldn't be happier with that, honestly.
We're saying we're almost to 6.
Online improvements. Balance updates.
He's just gonna go out and say that, right?
He's bragging about numbers.
So much for our marketing plans, right?
He's
Jeez,
like, we're
come
about
on,
to get
dude.
6 million, man.
Alright, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Saying 80% is download? Nah, it's more like 70.
Yeah. I usually download my games there.
Just Arc Systems left him and that's it. I'm
So
happy.
since the game is
Still going,
is being
right?
supported,
Yeah.
right? We still want to do it on our side
As
as
long
well.
as you guys keep buying the game and playing the game, supporting the game, they're going to keep building it up.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
It's still right. And it's looking like we're going in the right
So
direction.
Murata's looks kind of weird because he's like here, but then he's looking like he's on the
Back
stream.
in the video
but,
because
yeah,
he's got the
it's
same
weird.
thing. Yeah.
But he's just gonna touch on some of the points in case you missed it.
I want to see what the online experience, what he was talking about here.
He's talking about the Wi-Fi. So did you guys notice that, right?
Yes, I
That's
saw it.
me.
Yeah,
I told them
you
to do
did it.
this. I told them to do it.
Busted. You guys are busted now. You can't hide.
So for you guys to ask for that, there you go.
You can now. Can you filter though? Is the question.
So we're just saying that we did notice that it's 50% Wi-Fi players.
users, yeah.
PC saying that what do you call it? The landline
you pretty much
is
PC
more
is gonna
common
be,
because
it's connected directly.
Yeah. This is something that people have been asking for a long time to be able to see that before you accept a match, right? So we had that. And he's talking about the online play. And because of just the current circumstances, people have been asking for improvement in the online experience.
Everyone's
right?
stuck at home, right? Yeah. Roll back.
He said it. He said it.
He said it.
He said we already had rollback, but the variable frame adjust the rate. There's games that do it to 6, or Tekken was only set at 3 before.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So there's various ways to do it. Right?
Sagem did a video on that, completely debunking what Harada is saying.
So everyone says, well, you can just open up to 6, and you're fine. We're saying that for 3D, the way that the animations are created are so much different than 2D games. That the animation, when it rolls back, is a lot more visible. It's quite different than for 3D and 2D. And so the way you have the key buffers or the way you create the animation, a lot of the stuff you have to do is so much more intense than just, hey, do rollback and paste it in. But he's saying we've been doing some we did some betas, like closed, or not closed, but what do you say, internally, and the results are pretty good at the moment.
Ooh, I'm happy.
The response is improved. Also, the ranking is something that we're changing a bit.
Yeah, they mentioned it before when they were talking about matching and stuff, right? We saw the Tekken
We should have been in the
point.
trailer. It said the Tekken prowess.
Yeah, your Tekken skill
What does
level.
that mean?
And so that's going to be implemented as well, and the ranks is going to be a little bit different. They're going to be reset to a certain degree, not like, totally to 0.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we do, because of the current circumstances especially, are working hard to improve on that. So there's a lot of stuff that we're working on addition, but this kind of the priority really got bumped up because of the whole COVID situation, right? So yeah, that stuff got brought forward. So you're saying that we really wanted to show more in depth, or we even wanted to actually have Season 4 ready already, but just the whole COVID situation and the impact on development. And that little character tease at the end.
Who could it be?
原田さん、ハッポンさんのお二人、ちょっと触れていただいてもいいですか？触れないとちょっと。
They got Harada cosplay on now.
What?
Harada didn't know.
No one noticed.
No.
And everyone does for commentators.
Harada said, all the foreign commentators are wearing sunglasses. No, pass on that.
But he said his sunglasses are something that Capcom asked us for. True story, though. Capcom USA told him to do it because he's the bad guy. That was back during the Street Fighter Cross Tekken stuff.
You have to wear the sunglasses
yeah,
because you're the bad guy.
was like the good guy, and Harada's the bad guy. But then everyone came to expect it, so he has to play along, right? One more from Yasuda from Bandai Namco about esports.
Yasuda-san, right?
Esports.
So let's check out the slide.
Online,
challenge
here we
events
go.
coming soon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man, this hurts.
It was supposed to be
the TWT was supposed to be
New
going
Orleans,
on.
right? New
Soulcalibur
Orleans
World
this year.
Tour as well. And we had to postpone all that stuff, right? But we know you guys are craving for content, so we're having an online
September,
event.
okay. EU
Here's
North,
kind of the
EU
schedule, right?
It's worldwide, nice.
Oh.
It's divided into regions, so
September 12th.
it's
Wow.
going to be
Okay. Okay.
in different. So the dates line up with different areas, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So Caliber has 3 of them. Tekken has a bit more, 10 in total.
Okay. Starting September 12th, so next
Wow,
month.
no
pretty
Soul
soon.
Calibur for
right?
EU.
Pretty
Wow.
soon here. This is like the usual kind of time schedule of each year.
So it's kind of like a 2-day format, right? On Saturday, we're going to have the open entry tournaments
Okay.
for that specific region, obviously, right? And then Sunday, you would have the exhibition matches with chosen players that people might want to see, right?
Are these tournaments leading up to anything, or is it each separate individual tournament?
At the moment, they're just separate
Okay.
entities, yeah.
If you need a Paul player, man, I'm down.
Pre-event
Invite me out
weekend.
here. Tekken
August
7 pre-event.
15th, 16th.
You know how everyone loves Paul
US
players.
West.
Love 'em, man.
Wow.
Before that, yeah, we had
US
West. August 15th through the 16th. This is a kind of a pre-event that we'd already kind of planned ahead of time, just to give you guys something cool to check out.
Makes sense. It's in California. Of course, we got to do everything California here.
Yeah.
So getting the little precursor there.
Of course.
I wonder how restricted it's going to be on regions. Is there going to be like a minimum connection check or something like that?
Those are all things that they're kind of fleshing out now,
Okay.
and we'll be releasing more details on the
Okay.
homepage. I think that actually the rule set's going to be uploaded today. If you go
Yeah.
check out some SGG, you
Yeah,
can see
check
all
it out.
the
It says
stuff.
it's live. So get in there. Again, US West residents only, please. Obama ran a tournament in Japan and said Japan only, and some guy was like, "Can I enter?" It's like, "What prefecture are you from?" It's like, "New York." I'm from New York. I don't
It's
know
like-
that one. I can't find that one on
My
the map.
heart is
Yeah.
Japan, right?
From New York. Oh.
And then Yasuda just saying that Hiroki from Dragon Ball Fighters just gave him a
Did he say
slide.
Hirone? Did he call her
Yeah,
Hirone?
Hirone, like, means like-
Alright.
Big sis
I
Hirone.
know where I'm
Yeah.
going as soon as this ends.
So for
Ah, okay.
information on the events we were just talking about, go to these individual websites. And next, Dragon Ball Fighters, right?
Okay.
So you got a show, an announcement of announcement.
I mean, sometimes it's what you got to do, right?
Yep.
Not everyone had expected to do it right now. And then you also mentioned, you know, the COVID situation.
Yep.
Time schedules are getting thrown out, so
Well, the teams, they had their
Yeah.
own separate plans moving. We tried to converge as many as we could, but they have this cool, spectacular show coming up. So
Yeah.
I hope you guys will check it out.
yeah. So August, it is August now. So this month, guys, all you Dragon Ball fans, and there's a lot of you guys that were asking for stuff on Twitter, but just hang in there a little bit longer. I know it hurts. I know when you wake up expecting that
Something
Christmas
big,
present
right?
under the tree is not there, but it's coming. It's on the way. So just hang in there, everybody.
So you're just talking about, we even approached Nintendo and some other companies, and everyone has their own plans, obviously.
Yeah.
So some people could readjust them enough to participate, and some couldn't. So
Yeah, I didn't think Nintendo would be
he's
doing
talking
it,
about
but all my
Hiroki
direct.
is gained weight during. Wow, this is like okay.
I'm not translating this.
Yeah.
What the hell?
He said
Oh my
that her plans to get in shape didn't match up with the stream,
That's why
so
she didn't want to
couldn't
appear.
participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't feel
I
confident
get
appearing
it,
in front of
dude.
the,
That put
in
on
front of the
weight during
camera.
COVID. I'm out
I'm trying to
running.
lose
Didn't
weight.
anybody
Really
ever
trying
teach
to-
this guy? Like, there's some things you just can't say. You're not supposed to say.
Oh my god.
He hasn't done our media training course, I suppose.
He's gonna get a call from HR, I think, right? He's like,
Not me. I'm
Here,
not
we just
participating in this
translated,
one.
guys. We didn't do 100% translation there.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. You're Soulcalibur Tekken fan. You got new information. Soulcalibur's got a new update. We have
Tekken Season 4.
Tekken announcements. We have online tournament series coming out. So definitely look forward to that. And if you're a Wi-Fi player, I mean, maybe now is the time to maybe try and test out the LAN cable before Season 4 comes. But finally,
I can't even
Arxis-
get a LAN cable to my
I can't
PC.
Oh, your title, man. Let's see what Ozawa-san has for us.
I'm
He took the
not an
final
Axis
spot
guy,
here.
but I'm
So
excited.
I was reading the Twitter thread because they announced that they're gonna reveal something today. So everyone had all the character picks that they wanted, the character picks they don't wanted.
And this is how I kind of knew you. I'm like, that's that crazy foreigner that lives in Japan, that great Guilty Gear player before I actually met you.
That's my dude. But here we go. They're going to announce another online tournament. You know, the World Tours are all shifting to online. So we're going to have a Japan and an American
online.
one. Yeah. They don't have details. They just said that it is confirmed that they will be running it. So these are the games in Japan.
Nice.
BB Tag. Oh, Granblue, let's go. Guilty Gear, okay. I'm coming back. World's Best Leo.
So both Blaze Blue and Tag Battle, huh?
Yeah. Central Fiction, which is great because Central Fiction doesn't have too many events now. A lot of people move to Tag Battle, so that's really exciting.
And Unist as well, huh?
Under Night Ember.
Interesting.
So this is all the anime games that you really want to see right now. So this should be good. The connection, at least in Japan, amongst each other is very good. So you can get a lot of high-level play.
They say more details will be coming soon, so
nice.
please
It's
wait
this
for
year,
those.
so looking forward to that. And now in America,
this is the American version, right?
Yeah, America's just gonna have 2 games here. So Blaze Blue Cross Tag and then Granblue Versus here, supported by TSB. Look at that. Level Up, Esports Stadium, Low Kick, Exceed Games, and Marvelous there.
Esports Stadium, Arlington. I've been
cool.
there.
So all you guys in the States, I know, very tragic stuff for Granblue. You know, I like this game a lot. I play it, but it came out during Corona, so it never really had a chance for offline events. But the people that have been sticking with it since the start, they've been asking for, let's get some big events. Well, here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah. We can see.
Next slide.
What? Whoa, that's awesome. Just a fan art of all the different games. Damn.
That's pretty tight.
Sick, yeah. That's a man, that's awesome. Yeah, the devs are all hyped too. I'm Team Blue though. I'm definitely on Team Blue. I'm on Team Blue, man. I'm Team Blue. They got Persona though. Unfortunately, this is BB Tag. Man, I got hyped for it. I was like, come on, let's see some Persona, but that's BB Tag representation right there. Yeah.
So you said it's on the homepage,
yeah,
and
you
go
guys
check
can
it out.
download it, make a wallpaper, whatever. That's beautiful, man. That's my girl in the back. S, the one with the sword.
Oh my god.
About October.
How many people in the chat are interested in
for the
system
details
works?
there? Great.
Is that it? I guess how many people are still in the stream? Quite a lot. I'll keep it going. I'll keep the stream going.
Oh,
okay.
cool.
So the winners of Granblue and BB Tag, the American
Japan
ones,
and the America,
So
they wanna
next
put them
spring,
together.
next spring there'll be a showdown. So that's something if you win, you got something to look forward to in the future there. Strive announcement.
Here we go.
New
info. Here we go. He's got it.
Wow, let's hope for a hype trailer. I have no idea what's happening. Looks cool. Mid-range. PS5. Damn. Okay. Nice. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cool for any Gilly gift.
Nice. Two
it's Gorilla
characters.
season, baby. It's Gorilla season.
Alright,
Two
guys.
characters.
It is
Leo Whitefang,
super
that is my
late.
boy. I saw everyone on Twitter like, please no Leo,
I
please
need
no
to
Leo. He's
sleep.
back, baby.
I'm gonna cut the
When we
stream
brought
here.
everybody online.
I hope
And
you
then this is
guys
the mysterious
enjoyed
thing. We've got the name reveal
the
as well.
stream. I'm gonna post the stream in the chat for you guys if you want to keep watching on the official stream. But yeah, I need my sleep. I think that's all the reveals. Check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Yeah, I'm very excited. It completely blew my expectations out of the water. This honestly, I'm very happy with the online improvements. Season 4, it's looking good. But they're listening to the fans, it's going in the right direction. So yeah, I was sick. Thank you guys for hanging by. I'm sorry I couldn't talk to the chat more. I'll definitely fix that for any future streams like this. But yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, see you around.